to the Cinema Cult Network. I'm Chris.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Honto.
And we are doing another episode in our James Bond run. We are doing 1995's Goldeneye, starring Pierce Brosnan, the first for Pierce Brosnan, and our first Pierce Brosnan movie on this podcast, I believe, as well.
Nope.
No? What else we got?
Previous episode, Dante's Peak.
We did Dante's Peak?
Yeah, we did.
I'm pulling a Matt. We did Dante's Peak?
Yeah, it was like
Early.
first year.
Yeah, it's first year.
And did we like it? I can't remember.
It was all right, I think.
I think we bashed it.
We bashed it
Really?
because I think the last act is like, the last like 45 minutes is him trapped in that Jeep in the cave.
Okay.
And it gets kind of boring.
Well, and I will say, too, our first, like, maybe 80 to 100 episodes, we bashed everything just to bash it.
Yeah.
So,
Except Night Flyer.
Yeah. That was
I
like
think
one,
that's the
the one
only-
exception.
That's the only gem out of all the movies that we talked about that year.
Yeah.
But we were hypercritical.
we used to be very hypercritical.
first
Now we
year.
find positives in everything.
Yeah.
And we weigh with the negatives. But Goldeneye, starring Pierce Brosnan. I'm already going to speak for all three of us and say we watched a bunch as a kid. This is not the first time we've all seen it.
No.
So I'm going to go ahead and dive right into the questionnaire. How much do you think Goldeneye cost to make? Honto, I'll start off with you.
Oh, do me a favor. Give us what was the previous Bond? We just covered Bond Diamonds Are Forever the other night.
Okay.
And what was the budget on that? It was like 50 or
It was like
was
7 million,
It
wasn't
was
it?
like
Seven?
7 million.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 7 million
It,
a night.
equate to like, I think it equated to like 43 million or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it made 43
Oh,
million.
made 40. Yeah, okay. I'm going to guess like 50 million.
Okay. Matt,
30 million.
60 million.
Mm.
And how much did it make? I'm assuming this is worldwide. I'm getting different numbers on here, but I think this is the right one. So worldwide, what did Goldeneye make? Matt, I'll start off with you.
120.
Okay. Honto,
170.
352 million.
Wow.
Stunning.
Adjusted for inflation, almost $650 million.
Not bad.
So this was a big movie.
Yeah.
And what is the Rotten Tomatoes score currently on Rotten Tomatoes?
70.
Honto?
82.
79. You guys were in the ballpark.
Okay.
So that's all I got. Honto, you want to start us off with the cast and crew?
Directed by Martin Campbell. No stranger to this podcast. Previous episode, No Escape, and Green Lantern.
Oh, yeah.
Other Bond movie he directed, Casino Royale. And then a movie I feel like we should maybe cover sometime soon.
Okay.
Or sometime on the podcast. Mask of Zorro.
Yes.
I think that would be fun.
You
Dude.
said that and you got Matt's bug. Is that what they say?
What?
You got Matt's bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you say when you got people's bug.
Yeah.
That movie's awesome.
It rules. It's like,
Yeah.
it's as, I feel like as exhilarating as Goldeneye.
Yeah. The
Action-wise.
swordplay and the stunts in Mask of Zorro are great.
Yeah.
Kind of one of those movies where I'm surprised it's not more talked about now, but I know that sequel's supposed to be really bad. Mark of Zorro.
I
And
think
it came out like
it was like one of those 15-year too late. type
yeah,
deal.
it came out like a
2010 or 2011 or something like that.
I never saw it.
Never saw it either.
Yeah, and I remember it coming out like super late.
Well, that's the problem. I don't know why they did this whole combination thing and did like the Mork of Zorro when they had Robin Williams
Mork?
play. Yeah,
Oh.
Robin Williams played Mork,
Oh.
and I was like, this is a weird universe.
Yeah,
I thought
it
it was
was.
stupid.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know.
too late though.
it was too
The
late.
biggest
I
problem
think
is
that's
it
the
was
thing.
just too late.
They should have brought Mork into the Zorro series earlier.
Way
I think
earlier.
it makes I think it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
You're onto something.
But yes, I haven't seen that in probably 15, 20 years, so I would definitely watch that.
Yeah, cool movie.
Pierce Brosnan as James Bond, previous episode, Dante's Peak, Mrs. Doubtfire, Mars Attacks, and he's going to be appearing in the upcoming Black Adam movie as Dr. Fate,
Very cool.
which
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
really excited for because
That's a cool casting.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
How have we not done Mars Attacks?
I don't know.
I feel like that's a total like discussion piece.
You know, that's
Yeah.
another movie that's like really awesome. I feel like gets no love.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have like a proper like
All-star cast.
like Blu-ray release where it's like stacked with a lot of the Tim Burton movies, like Ed Wood, Sleepy Hollow, Mars Attacks, Beetlejuice. They
Yeah.
they don't have like proper Blu-ray
Not
releases.
really.
with,
Like through like a nice like artwork and
yeah,
all that
special
stuff.
editions.
that's a
and
bummer.
stuff.
Yeah, when you put it that way.
Yeah.
Sean Bean as Alec Trevelyan, previous episode, Silent Hill,
Oh yes.
Lord of the Rings franchise, Patriot Games, I think just a couple years before this.
Okay.
And then excellent underrated movie called Ronin. starring Robert De Niro. This has come up in the past
Yeah.
couple episodes, I feel like.
I've seen I remember the cover. I've never seen it though. But yeah.
Chase scenes,
Yeah.
excellent.
Okay.
Izabella Scorupco as Natalia. She works again with Martin Campbell a few years later in Vertical Limit, the mountain climbing movie.
Oh, Chris O'Donnell.
Yep, and Bill Paxton.
Never saw it, but I was always interested.
I saw half of it.
I watched it.
Okay.
Watched it earlier this year. Not great.
Really? Oh, that's a
I remember
bummer.
seeing half of it on videotape back in the day.
Very unrealistic.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, because they just basically jump mountain to mountain. And
Yeah, there's a
it's-
scene where Chris O'Donnell. It's like they don't have the climbing gear or whatever, so it's like, all right, I'm just gonna jump across this mountain with 2 ice picks. and
just go back down.
Yeah,
It sounds cool.
yeah. It's not great, but
No.
and then also Rain of Fire with Christian Bale and Matthew
was in that?
McConaughey. Yeah, she's the girl.
Interesting. I've not seen that in
Because it's a
years.
trio. It's the 2 of them and then the girl.
Really?
Yeah, and she's like the
wow,
main
I did not
girl.
remember her in that. Okay.
Famke Janssen as Xenia Onatop. She's the femme fatale with thighs that kill. X-Men, Deep Rising, House on Haunted Hill.
Lord of Illusions.
Lord
yeah,
of
that's
Illusions.
one I
Yeah,
really
I-
want to cover.
That
Yeah.
dropped, I think, the year before this, right?
I think it was 93-ish.
Was
Maybe
it? Yeah,
maybe
93 or
94.
94, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, because that was the role
One
that
of her
got,
first
that got her
movies.
this movie.
Yeah, maybe her first movie is Lord of the-
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to look.
Yeah.
But yeah, solid career. I feel like she's had a solid
She has.
filmography.
Great.
We just watched her about a month ago. We watched Maid.
I've never
Oh,
seen
yeah.
With John Favreau.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Vince Vaughn. Yeah, she's good in that too. But
Yeah,
it's a solid movie.
A lot of like cool stuff. Like it's weird sometimes with Bond actors.
Yeah.
Like they're in the Bond movies, but they're not in a lot of stuff. Like for instance, the former Bond girl you just mentioned, her filmography is kind of small.
Yeah, it's kind of small, but she's like
Yeah,
mostly
for-
international, I think. International.
Yeah, but
films.
it's still kind of small for international.
Yeah.
But they and like a lot of Bond girls are like that. They kind of come in and like they do their Bond movies, and every once in a while you'll see them pop up in Italian films.
Yeah.
I see a lot of them in Italian films. But like I feel like she's one of the most like accredited Bond girls.
Oh, yeah, like high up there.
Yeah, where she had like a pretty steady career.
Are we still talking about Famke?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think you're talking
Yeah,
about
so I think like she's
Yeah.
had a steady career.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
doing stuff like
Yeah.
left and right, and
She's in
especially all
the-
the X-Men movies.
And she was in the Taken franchise.
Yeah, she
Oh
was.
yeah,
Taken.
she's in the Taken franchise. Yeah.
A movie about going to see a U2 concert that turns deadly.
Oh, wow. Is it? She's going to see Taken? Or not Taken. Taken. She's going to see Taken the movie?
She's Taken 2. In the first one, she's going to see Taken 2.
It's like how they go see the stab movies and the
Yeah.
Scream. The
Dude,
Scream movies.
that's the whole plot is that she's like, yeah, Dad, we're going to go follow U2 around wherever they're at. And they're
Yeah.
going to follow him from like tour to tour to tour. And he's like, yeah, have fun.
It's about you two and that dumb karaoke machine that he gets her in that movie.
Is that what happens? Oh,
Because she's
poor,
like, you could be a singer,
oh,
daughter.
poor Dad.
We got Joe Don Baker as Jack Wade. I feel like he is probably the Felix Leiter surrogate in this
Yeah.
movie. Because
Yeah.
Felix Leiter is nowhere to be seen in any of the Pierce Brosnans. I don't know if there's like a
Oh,
well,
wow.
he gets his leg chewed off and he retires at the end of License to Kill.
yeah, but then they bring Felix Leiter back in like Casino Royale.
That's why it's a code name. They're all code names.
We're not
Everybody-
doing this. We're not doing this every
No.
episode.
I hate this because it's like anybody who argues it's like, oh no, it's the same James Bond. He's just
Yeah, but Felix
he
Leiter.
just never ages.
Felix Leiter, they got one of the Bill something. He's M's like assistant. There's that guy too in these movies. Because
Yeah.
he's also in Goldeneye. And he's,
Well, that's why Moneypenny's different looking. That's why M changes.
Then you can argue that with any series then. If they kill off that,
Blofeld's also a code name, I guess.
Bruce Wayne's a code
Yeah,
name.
Blofeld could be a code name.
Wow, these people are very unoriginal in their
Yeah.
naming.
But like maybe it's like a code name that's just like it has,
I'm with the. I'm just with.
I like
just
the
think
code
I switch
name.
I
actors.
love the idea, but it just falls apart with
Everything you
M.
say.
with Dame Judi Dench.
Why
Yeah.
does it fall apart?
It just doesn't make sense.
No, the code name thing?
I had to think about it. I'll get back
No,
to you.
I think it makes sense because of Judi
yeah,
Dench.
no, I'm sorry.
Because
yeah.
Judi Dench goes, she branches from the Pierce Brosnan movies to the
True,
Daniel Craig
true.
movies as M.
It's just I think it's
And then-
I'm sorry, it's the Felix Leiter name that really
Oh, I guess, but that could be like he's always the American James Bond. So it's like I imagine like that's so when Felix Leiter pops up again in Casino Royale with Jeffrey Wright, it's like, yeah, I'm Felix Leiter now.
Right.
You know?
I don't know. I'm with just getting different actors.
Speaking of code names, I was just watching a video, previous episode of The Rock, but I was watching a video about how they try to connect Sean Connery's James Bond as being him in The Rock.
I think it's really cool.
It's pretty cool.
That's believable
Yeah.
because it sounds like Michael Bay was really, or is it Bruckheimer? It's Michael Bay. It's both.
Bay.
It's
Yeah.
weird because the writers are all over the place. And I think when we covered The Rock, we talked about Tarantino and Aaron Sorkin, like ghost wrote some of it.
Oh, Sorkin, really?
Yeah, I think we talked about
That's
Sorkin,
cool.
right?
Very
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was Sorkin. Yeah, I believe it was Sorkin.
Nice.
But they ghost wrote a little bit of it or doctored it. So
That
there's
makes-
like
Yeah.
Tarantino stuff that's in that movie with like the needle.
The prom queen, I'm sure.
Yeah, the
is,
prom queen. So I'm wondering if the James Bond thing came from one of those too.
I can see that. Yeah. That's cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the codename thing is way cooler and explains stuff away.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do like it a lot. I would have to think about it.
Because it's really stupid that they recasted M, or they didn't recast M
Or
when
just-
they
it just-
did the Daniel Craig movies, but they recasted everybody else except for M.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it just doesn't
That's
make sense
strange.
with the time, 60s era
Yeah.
to modern era.
And it's kind of if that's not the code name, then it's lazy for them to be like, we'll just have Judi Dench in this one and we'll reboot it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It just
I think
seems
that's what it
kinda-
was. They
it
knew
seems
they
kinda
knew they were going to
lazy.
keep. I don't think it's lazy. I think they
I
knew.
think it was a reboot situation.
Yeah.
And
I
there's
think
nothing.
it's-
There's
yeah.
nothing creative about that broccoli family and
It's
whatever
so
they're doing.
weird. It's so
Poor,
weird.
poor John Cleese, man. I think he only got one, didn't he?
He got a couple.
Did he get a couple?
I think he got
When's he retires? The World's Not
Twine.
Enough.
I think he
Yeah,
got
World's Not
Twine
Enough
and-
is when he retires.
Okay, so then he gets two.
He got
So,
Twine and Die Another Day. So those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but no, I agree. I think Famke Janssen had a great career.
Yeah.
Who else? Do we...
Who else is in this movie?
Joe Don Baker. We were talking about Joe Don Baker.
Yes, that's
Jack Wade. Previous episode, Congo. Previous
Oh, yeah.
previous Bond villain, Brad Whitaker in The Living Daylights.
Yep.
I've not seen that in years.
He's the main general villain that
When he has that
Really?
shootout with him, and remember
tosses
he's
a
got
bear
like,
on him, I think. or
he's
something.
got like the antique.
Um,
He's got like a museum of
so-
all.
Oh,
like,
Roadhouse.
Yeah.
You said
Yeah.
Living Daylights.
What did I say?
Living Daylights.
Yeah, Living
Yeah,
Daylights.
Living
Oh, yeah, are you
Daylights.
about Roadhouse?
No,
No.
something similar
You
happened.
said he threw a bear on someone, and I was like, oh yeah, Roadhouse.
Yeah,
at the
Yeah,
end
that
of
also
Roadhouse.
happens
I
in
think-
Roadhouse.
Yeah, I think it also happens.
No,
Okay.
but in Living Daylights, Joe Don Baker has that like weapon
The-
museum.
Yeah,
And he
He's
gets
got
into
this
like he
Civil
gets,
War like diorama.
yeah, he's got all
Whatever.
these
I don't remember
weird
this. I
guns
don't
and
remember
stuff like
this.
that. He fires at Timothy Dalton.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's known for Walking Tall. And then
Yes,
he worked
yeah.
previously with Mark Campbell on a BBC TV movie called Edge of Darkness, which was remade with Mel Gibson
Very cool.
Oh, yeah,
years
yeah.
later. And what's interesting about Edge of Darkness, kind of going off tangent, but starring in Edge of Darkness is actually Muldoon from Jurassic Park. The guy says "clever girl."
Very cool.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's the main star of Edge of Darkness.
I've
which
never
is,
seen him in anything else, and I would like to watch that.
Yeah.
Didn't Martin Campbell do Payback?
No. Well, he did the remake of Edge of Darkness, so he made the TV version.
That's
and
what he did,
and then
okay.
remade it.
Okay, I'm
with
getting
Mel
okay.
Gibson,
Payback.
basically.
I thought Payback with Mel Gibson.
No, it's a different.
That's a different movie.
different
Yeah,
movie.
I know. I was getting confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously.
What
so,
the hell did
so
you just
Famke
What's
Janssen
going on
Yeah.
tonight?
was
Robbie Coltrane as Valentin Zurkowski. Previous episode, Flash Gordon, Harry Potter franchise.
Flash Gordon.
Yeah,
Where is he in Flash Gordon? I'm trying to remember the movie.
he's one of the he's a character in the movie.
Oh, that summed it up.
I remember now.
But then he reprises his role in The World's Not Enough.
Yeah.
He pops back
Yeah.
up,
Yeah,
and he actually gets mortally wounded in that movie.
he does.
I think by whoever the main villain is in that, the girl, the femme fatale, and
I can
Sophie
Marceau.
yeah, yep.
Marceau.
From Lost and Found.
Yeah, I
Lost
know her
in-
from
her
Lost and
popular
Found.
movie,
David
Lost in-
Spade.
Yeah. Tchéky Karyo, he plays the guy that's interrogating Bond and Natalia. He gets basically betrayed.
Okay.
He's in Bad Boys as the main villain, Patriot.
He is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just watched that too. Okay.
Yes.
And then he's also
Yeah.
in Kiss of the Dragon with Jet Li. He's the main villain in it. And it's actually quite hilarious because before he dies, I guess have you guys seen Kiss of
No.
the Dragon before?
No.
Nah.
He's got this like needle thing that he uses to paralyze people in the movie. And he has one that's like a poison that will kill. And that's how he kills the Tchéky Karyo.
Okay.
And he's like, it is the kiss of the dragon. And then Tchéky Karyo is like, kiss my ass. He basically dies. It's really, really
Okay.
funny. Going on, Alan Cumming as Boris, X-Men. Speaking of Famke
Yeah,
Janssen,
yeah.
Romy and Michelle's high school reunion, and Spice World. Your
Yes.
favorite movie, Chris?
Yeah, a lot of James Bond connections with Spice World.
Him
Yes.
and Roger Moore.
It's probably just those two things. It's probably just Roger Moore and Alan Cumming.
the UK.
You know what I always liked Alan Cumming in this, and I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else besides this. Well, Spice World.
I've seen Romy and Michelle's high
X-Men-
school.
I have seen him.
X-Men
Oh yeah,
movies.
okay. I've seen like 5 or 6 of his movies, but that's it.
He's awesome as a Nightcrawler.
Yeah,
I think
he's
it's perfect
really
casting.
good at that,
Perfect
yeah.
casting on that end. I'll skip Desmond Llewellyn because we've already talked to him a bunch. We got Minnie Driver as Arena.
Yeah.
Gross
Yep.
Point Blank.
Before she got big.
Yeah. I
This
think,
is like this is a
before.
year before.
Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I think after that was Gross Point Blank.
She got like $5,000 to do this role in this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
not
wow.
bad since she was only in it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I know. Can you imagine that? Like getting that sum of money for like that little of work.
She probably only shot for like 3 or 4 days.
one shot.
Yeah.
You know?
One take of like
Maybe,
doing the middle finger, you know?
Yeah.
Shove it.
Yeah, shove
Stand
it.
by your man.
Yeah.
That's actually really good.
Check, please.
Yeah. And then the last person I'll mention, only because it's it's sad but funny.
Okay.
Billy J. Mitchell, he plays the admiral that gets killed by Xenia. He's like, Xenia,
Yeah.
I can't breathe.
Yeah.
He's in a previous Bond movie.
Okay.
Never Say Never Again. But
Wow.
if you go to his IMDb profile page,
Is it from
his picture is of him dead, smiling.
after he falls out of the closet?
Yeah, after he finds his IMDb profile picture is that scene.
That is awesome.
and he died like in 1999.
Oh.
So nobody's changed it since.
That's shitty.
so it's just on there.
I think it's awesome.
But it's like that's also kind of awesome.
yeah, I think that's awesome.
And that's all I have for cast and crew.
All right, let's go and dive into Goldeneye because I know we got a lot to say about this. I have a lot of off-topic things to talk about that are somewhat on topic. But to start this off, so the last time we saw Bond was Timothy Dalton in License to Kill, which Matt was what 6 years before this,
89.
89, so 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then we have Goldeneye. It's brand new Bond, Pierce Brosnan. I will say this opening is awesome. The first 10 minutes,
Exhilarating.
Dude, solid opening.
because it's basically Pierce Brosnan, James Bond, Sean Bean, 006. They break into this,
It's a facility, like
Yeah.
in a dam or something.
yeah. And the way they do this is Pierce Brosnan going off the dam, which is one of
Yeah.
the coolest opening scenes.
And this is the first Bond movie I saw in theaters ever.
Yeah,
So
this
it
was
just
my
like-
first too.
And so when I saw this, like I remember just getting like feeling like in my loins.
Oh my
Just him
gosh.
falling for forever, it feels
Yeah.
like.
It's
I
an
think
awesome stunt.
700 feet.
Oh, is it
It's like the
You
longest.
counted, right?
Yeah, I counted.
One.
Yeah.
2?
But it's like the longest bungee jump in a movie up
Yeah.
to that point. Or
And he's got this
yeah.
cool gadget with the grappling hook, and then he's got the like laser
Yeah.
gun.
Dude,
Dude,
gadgets
really
in
don't,
her are
really don't
awesome.
understand the function
I don't know. It just it works.
between why he has to bungee jump all the way down there, but I like it. It's
It
cool.
works.
It just works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was gonna say the gadgets in this are probably some of the best gadgets I've seen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because it's nonstop with the gadgets. Like with some of the ones we've watched, like I don't know,
The
Diamonds Are
wristwatch
Forever.
and Live
Well,
and Let
Diamonds
Die.
Are Forever was just like Q's gadget with his
He's the voice box.
yeah, but it's like a couple like
Willard
things in
Watt.
this. But this one is like
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
Like,
there's like
Wow.
9 gadgets in this movie.
yeah. And they're all very functional.
Yes, and they're believable.
They're believable. Yeah, I dig them. I assume when we do our episode, one of these gadgets will be on one of our lists when we do our.
I would
All
think
of the
so.
gadgets are going to be on my list.
Just
Yeah.
the pen.
The belt's really cool.
yeah.
The watch is the laser watch is
Yeah.
cool. The pen is really cool.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a while, but we actually get we get a Q scene, like an actual Q.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't seen one. I mean, we got one in
Yeah.
Diamonds Are Forever, but it was just him at the casino. That's all it
Yeah,
was.
that's
But
about
these are the kind of gadgets I wish were in the Craig movies.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like they make sense where it's like, okay, the grappling like
Oh,
belt,
absolutely.
like that's cool.
Q doesn't even show up until Skyfall.
Yeah, and he's just hacking the entire
He gives him a gun with a fingerprint ID that he loses immediately, and then he's got a little radio transmitter. That's about it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah,
This is
but it's
Can't
just like it
phone with
doesn't
those
have
gadgets.
to be. It doesn't have to be digital. That's I think the problem is they've kind of gotten into the holes.
Yeah.
With
they gotta
gadgets
have
now
an
is-
Oh, you want him to have
bomb.
like here's a bow and arrow. Is that what you're saying?
Like Okay, the briefcase
Yeah.
in From Russia with Love is awesome.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
of
yeah,
all the
yeah.
functions that it has,
Mhm.
right? It can be stuff like that. It's just, or like the grappling belt in this. It's like,
Is
it's
this-
just a grappling
what's the
hook. If
briefcase
you need
do?
it, you need
It's
it.
got
and you-
knives in it.
Okay.
It's got knives and like a gold coin.
I was about to ask, is it like
cachet in
a
it,
little
and-
go kart? The briefcase he's riding?
That was You Only Live Twice, wasn't it? Yeah, where they make he makes like a little helicopter out of like
something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, something ridiculous.
it's been a while since
yeah.
I've seen that one.
But yeah, I don't know. I wish like they would have these kind of gadgets. I like the laser watch is really cool.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It actually comes in handy. you
But
know?
if I'm mistaken, I believe he uses the laser watch several times in the Pierce Brosnan movies, right?
It's been a while. I haven't
Yeah.
seen the
yeah,
last.
it's been a while since
yeah.
I've seen all of them.
Either that or it's like I just remember they used to throw that one in the video games all the time.
That was probably it,
Yeah.
actually. So Pierce 007 and Sean Bean 006 break into this facility, and almost instantly Sean Bean gets killed. And
Be too loud, killing all those scientists.
right?
Yeah.
And Pierce Brosnan from the get-go is heartbroken because we're supposed to believe that they're very close friends.
Right.
And in like the first amount of humor in this movie, they're in like this facility where there's all these like combustible whatever.
Yeah.
And to escape, like the 30 henchmen that got him at gunpoint, he takes a cart that has like 10 of these
Oh, I
combustible
love
things
it.
on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he slowly like walks with it on wheels so they can't shoot at
And
him.
this poor guy is probably like first day on the duty for security.
Yeah.
Accidentally shoots the canister and then gets shot in the head by Ormov.
Don't be nervous.
Yeah.
Everybody's nervous on their
Yeah.
first day.
Yeah.
Um,
We're all nervous.
But dude, the action in this is so set up so well because Brosnan jumps on a conveyor belt and shoots this lock, and all
Oh
these
my
combustible
God.
barrels shoot everywhere. It's so cool.
Now I'll say this: I really, really like this opening. I think it's one of the best Bond openings
is.
ever.
Yeah.
Casino Royale's opening is really great too.
Yeah, it's awesome.
where he does a double kill.
Yeah.
But I wish there was more backstory with 006 and 007.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel that's one of the weaker points of this movie is that I'm not feeling the story between the two.
The years of friendship between the two.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to show you the years of friendship every time Pierce has a second to like look at the ground and be sad. Because there is like 5 of those moments where he's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
My
I just not
friend.
feeling it. I'm not feeling it.
I
'Cause I'm
buy
like,
it. Or maybe I just buy it because I've seen it a million
I
times.
buy
Yeah.
it because it's mostly in the dialogue, but yeah, the banter between the two of them isn't really because it was only like a few minutes between that and then spoiler alert, they fake 006's death in the beginning, but
Yeah.
there's a banter between them there, and then it's not even until like an hour until you meet him again when he shows up as
Yeah.
Janus or whatever.
Yeah.
But this opening scene, Brosnan escapes the facility, hops on a motorcycle, and chases a plane
Oh my
that
God.
has no pilot off of a cliff, flies into the plane, takes off with it. It is awesome.
Because I think what happens is he's trying to hijack the plane, right? And then they both fall out of the plane, so he has to catch up with
Yes,
it.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, you've seen all the Bond movies, like he's gonna survive.
Yeah.
But it's just like exhilarating watching him
Yeah.
jump off, flying, and then he just slowly catches up to the plane.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is awesome.
It's like what I talked about with Diamonds Are Forever. And we talked about the part where he has to get to the top of Willard White's
Oh yeah.
apartment. Like his
Like the hotel
Penthouse.
or
or
the-
whatever.
his
Yeah.
penthouse. And he's gotta like shoot the grappling hook, and he's
Yeah.
like, it's like Bond's gonna be fine, but it's still kind of exhilarating
Yeah.
to watch somebody do that.
But yeah, it's an awesome scene. I actually get kind of confused with the opening for Tomorrow Never Dies.
Oh, it's similar because
Yes.
the mountain, snowy
And
mountain.
then there's
or
the
whatever.
plane, there's that F-19 or whatever
Yeah.
Yeah.
jet thing it is. I feel like they're very similar
Yeah.
openings.
I'm gonna watch that coming up.
I actually haven't seen Tomorrow Never Dies until
until tomorrow.
tomorrow.
I haven't seen that one in years.
I haven't seen it like maybe since theaters.
I watched World Is
Really?
Not Enough about a year ago.
Yeah.
It's
not-
not bad.
remember
It's not
not
bad.
liking
There's some
that.
cool scenes in that movie. It's not bad. It's
I'm surprised like the Pierce Brosnan movies like kind of put a bad taste in my mouth after seeing Casino Royale.
Yeah.
But now going back and watch, and same with the Roger Moore movies.
yeah.
But now going back and watching them, I'm like, actually, these movies are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like they pace them really well. They're all about the stunts and like showcasing
and the
things and
gadgets.
something they don't
Yeah.
do in the new movies. They don't
No.
really showcase like stunts in that.
It's just
and-
him being too serious the entire time.
Yeah. Just
I'll
getting the
vouch
shit beat out of
for
him.
I'll vouch for the first 3 Brosnans. I think
Yeah.
they're pretty solid movies.
Yeah, I think World's Not Enough. Like, there's some questionable stuff in there. Die Another Day is bad.
I need to rewatch it. I know it's not going to hold
it's
up,
bad.
but there's got to be
that
some fun stuff
Madonna
in there.
cameo, and it's really cringe. Like
It's
cringe
really
worthy.
just like everything about that movie is like it just goes way off the deep end.
I need to rewatch it. But
Even
this,
Brosnan said that.
I
Yeah, he's
remember
like-
the
he's
surfing.
laughing. He's
Yeah.
like, it's so ridiculous.
But then this movie cuts to Tina Turner's Goldeneye. Love it. Awesome
Love it.
song.
Hate it.
Love it.
Hate
Love it.
This is one of my least favorite Bond songs.
I think it's got it.
I like Tina Turner. I like the song she did for Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Like you remember that song?
Yeah.
I
think
like
the song
Tina Turner a lot.
This
I
song
think she's-
crushes, dude. I love the
Yeah. You got the little
Like-
sickles and the scythes. It's like,
I think it's cool. And another U2 reference written by
Yes.
Bono and The Edge.
So they wrote this.
Yes.
So trivia on it: Tina Turner, Bono, and The Edge are all they were all neighbors in France at the time.
Oh.
So they literally went over next door to Tina Turner's house, and Bono or The Edge played it on piano for Tina Turner. And they wrote the song. Bono and The Edge wrote the song when they stayed at the Goldeneye Resort that Ian Fleming wrote all the books at in Jamaica.
That's cool.
Oh.
That's
And
really
they
cool.
wrote the song there, and then gave it to Tina Turner to do.
That's really neat.
Cool.
I wish this was a U2 song. We talked about this off podcast, but the more popular Batman Forever song was Gotham City
Yeah.
by R. Kelly.
Yeah.
That's not true.
No, it was Seal's Kiss from a Rose.
Right.
And the other cool Batman Forever song was Hold Me, Kiss Me.
I'm not
Thrill
a
Me.
fan of U2 at all, but I love that song.
That song would have been
jams.
awesome for this movie. And
Yeah.
it was like a year late because Batman Forever is what, 90? Or no, Batman Forever is 95.
96. Or
Yeah,
is
it's
it 95?
96, yeah.
Yeah.
It's 96, so it's a year before.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, that song would have been better for the Bond movie than the Batman movie.
Yeah.
Man, I got so many thoughts on this. One, this is kind of interesting. So Bono and The Edge, singer and guitarist of U2, go do Goldeneye. And then the bassist and the drummer from U2 went and did the Mission Impossible soundtrack
Oh.
for the Tom Cruise movie at the
Oh,
time.
yeah,
So they split
okay.
off and they each did different things.
Yeah, that's
Interesting.
95 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, actually, I was gonna say is I think we talked about this off podcast. I think I told Matt this. I don't know if Hunt knew this. So you know the song Seven Nation Army by
Yeah.
White Stripes?
Yeah.
Jack White wrote that as a Bond song. And he was like, hopefully one day it'll be in a Bond movie. And then a few years went by and he's like, who am I kidding? They're never gonna he's like, I'm never gonna get asked to do a Bond song. And so he released it. And then they're like, oh, you should do a Bond song for us. And he's like, oh, that's the one I wanted to use.
Sucks,
Like,
man.
but
I think
'cause-
my problem with this song is it's so cliche. Like even the lyrics, I'm like, what the hell are you singing? Like talking about? Like
I don't understand all the
And
lyrics.
this isn't Tina
now.
Turner. This is Bono and Edge. And I'm like, what
Yeah.
do these lyrics match up with Goldeneye? Like
I
I don't get it. I don't get this song, and it doesn't fit very well. And it's so cliche that it's like it's so safe at the same time too. Like I wish like Tina Turner would have just taken over and then the Tina Turner version of it, and not the let's try to make this sound like a Bond song.
I don't know. I just know it rips. And
Yep.
it's awesome.
Yeah, that's all I know too.
all I get.
Sorry, all I can tell you is that it rips. So then the movie actually starts. It's hard to talk about Bond movies because so much happens, and then you forget the order of them. Like if I wrote
Yeah.
down every
Yes.
note, like
Okay,
so let's
let's-
just start off. We'll start off where the Goldeneye base is, or this facility. We'll start off here with Natasha and Boris. Okay. Because this is kind of happening.
I was gonna say we get a car chase in here.
Yeah, but I was gonna get to that. But I was gonna say there's kind of like two things going on at once because you have like the facility where I don't even know what this facility is.
There's two Goldeneye facilities.
And this is the one
that-
where Ian Fleming wrote the book.
Yeah, yeah.
In this winter
But
resort.
There's two Goldeneye facilities,
Okay.
and this is the first one that houses.
It's
like,
in Severnaya, Russia.
yes, and then the second one's at the end of the movie,
Okay.
It's
and
like
that's why
Cuba.
they were looking for it at the end. They're like, "Where's the other Goldeneye facility?"
Okay.
that can operate the satellite.
What is a Goldeneye?
But and that's why they steal the helicopter because like
The
see
silent
now we're
heli-
ahead. They steal the helicopter so they can basically pose as Russian army officials
okay.
to get into this GoldenEye facility to get out.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Which is
Okay.
why they
yeah.
just nonchalantly like walk in. They're just like,
Okay, that makes a little more sense. I actually
'Cause don't they-
enjoy
they-
when we talk about these because I don't understand every single thing that happens.
They leave before the GoldenEye strikes, right? They leave.
Yeah,
the helicopter
absolutely.
leaves. They leave like
they
right
wait,
on the
They
brink.
wait because they want to see it.
Well, it's got the it's an EMP.
Yeah.
So the Goldeneye is like an EMP that
I
shuts
think
down all electric. It's like an electrical magnetic pulse
Yeah.
that shuts down.
Yeah.
Which looks really
Everything.
cool when this happens. I like this a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, this is the one satellite plot line in all the
That
Bond
I'll
movies
accept.
that I'll accept. I
Yeah.
hate the satellite plot lines. I hate like the
I mean,
Diamonds Are
I
Forever.
think Diamonds Are
plot
Forever
line.
is fine. I like the
I hate
diamonds
it.
and the.
It's
It-
fine.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I'm like, sure. But this is one of the few satellite ones where I'm like, okay, I get this satellite. This is like, it's just an EMP weapon.
I just love how I don't know, I can't remember. I think it was maybe Diamonds Forever. You're like, if I see another satellite hacking laser scene in a
Well, they
Bond
start
movie, I was like, oh, we're
overusing
just
it.
doing that for the next
Well,
movie.
Yeah, at a certain point in the Bond movies, they just keep cutting to like meanwhile in space, and it's
Yeah.
like the Time Warner satellites just floating by, and they're
Right.
like,
Yeah.
but like I've heard that if you actually go to space, there's like nothing but space junk up there. 'Cause
Oh,
there's so
absolutely.
many satellites
Yeah.
that fall. Like they like you
we're
can see 'em-
we're basically creating a new Saturn in the form of Earth.
Yes, and it's all satellites, and you can see them fall from the orbit sometimes. You ever seen a satellite fall from orbit?
No.
Oh, it's crazy looking. I've seen it before. It's like at night where it breaks up into a bunch of pieces and it comes down, looks like a meteor.
That's insane.
Yeah, they fall from orbit and just
And
Don't they
somebody's-
make a
burn up.
scream sound as they?
Oh, look at that satellite. Isn't it beautiful?
yeah.
Ah!
But yeah, space junk.
Bobcat Goldthwait just falling from.
Okay, so yeah, we are going out of order, but maybe this is one of those movies we have to kind of jump around because a lot is going on. And
like-
the only reason I'll talk about this opening scene is because I feel like an idiot. But there's an opening scene where Bond is with his evaluator,
Evaluator.
and they're driving around, and Famke Janssen pulls up to the side, and there's like this like fun car chase, or like they're playing around with each
Yeah,
other.
they go right into the action.
Yeah.
And Famke Janssen ends up getting turned around, and she kind of like loses this race. Bond pulls over, puts the moves on the evaluator, and he pops some of his glove box, and there's a bottle of like champagne sitting there.
No drinking and driving.
As
Seriously.
a kid, I thought what he was doing was he was purposely driving fast so he could chill the like the engine. The engine would chill the champagne bottle. And I was like, oh, that's so clever. I was like, okay, I
Wow,
get
it's
it.
so smart. It's
Like-
so ahead of its time.
And then I watched it this time. I was like, that is not it at all. I was
Yeah.
like, Chris, you're a moron.
She's a cute guy. Yeah, cute car.
But yeah, so then we have all the stuff with the Goldeneye station. I love all these explosions and stunts and everything. The stunts in this movie are
The
just-
models are
Yeah,
really
they're all
good.
models.
There's a couple bad shots.
Yeah.
But like the models look really good.
Yeah,
for the
Second
most part.
Goldeneye station. Bad. There's only briefly. And it's the how thick the water is pouring down.
There's a part where in the first Goldeneye station where the F-15 crashes into, I don't know, it's an F-15. The fighter
Yeah.
jet crashes
Yeah.
into the satellite,
Okay.
and you can see like the ground like shape because it's like they just basically just dropped it and all the
Yeah.
snow comes off all the ground. Yeah, for the most part, the models look really, really good. But yeah, so we've got like, so to set it up a little bit, he goes to this Riviera, meets Famke Janssen.
Like at the
Famke
casino, right?
Yeah, she kills
It's like
the general that's supposed to be like, and she basically was a way to get into this party that they're going to showcase
Yes.
the Tiger helicopter.
Right.
She is a great villain in this.
And then she
I
kills
love-
the
yeah.
two pilots, and then I'm assuming Sean Bean's the other pilot that
they don't reveal
Yeah,
necessarily.
they don't reveal. It's Sean Bean. And
Oh, that
No,
would make
well,
sense.
no, it has to be Ormov because they fly to
Yep,
the
and they-
satellite
yeah.
station.
yes, you're
Yep.
right. It is Ormov.
So yeah, he's just posing as probably the because they don't want to reveal that he's
Yeah.
still around.
I feel like there's some cool functioning going on here, where it's like plot functions where they are essentially like they need the helicopter to get into the Goldeneye facility
yeah,
and pose as like just basically they're trying to, because these Oromov's still a part of the Russian government.
he gets promoted to general. He's from colonel to general.
Yeah.
after
So he's trying to like make it look like he's trying to use the Russian government to hide behind
yeah,
to set up the Goldeneye, which is just, it turns out to be for a bank heist at the end.
right. Yep.
Okay.
Totally. Which is I forgot to mention this. The opening takes place 9 years before the
Yeah.
which
So
is
it's
weird.
86 then? It'd
So
be
86, yeah, is the cold open, and then it cuts to 95.
What's the
basically.
point of this, do you think?
I think just
because
the past,
the
like,
USSR
basically
stops.
splits.
Yeah,
Dude,
it
and
splits.
speaking of, I love Judi Dench's speech at Bond when she's like, I think you're, she's like, I think you're,
misogynistic dinosaur.
yeah, she's like, he's stuck in the Cold War.
Not wrong.
Like, she calls him out for like all his
Yeah.
garbage. And I was like, okay. That was like Good for
Yeah.
her. Like I love
And he
that.
looked at it, he's like, and I think you suck.
I think
He
I
walks out.
quit.
Are you about to cry?
Don't
I don't
cry.
like confrontation.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Um,
Famke Janssen, this might be my favorite role she's in because you can tell she's having fun with it.
she does a really good
she
job.
Is
Yeah.
iconic.
She is
iconic in
awesome in this.
the
And
Bond franchise.
I'm gonna say this might be out of all the Bond movies. I have to go back and rewatch them. My favorite cast of characters.
Yep.
But also, this is what the new Craig movies are missing. Is like
Characters.
yeah,
Yeah, I
They're-
agree.
mean, it's like everybody, like Ormov, Boris, Xena Onatopp, and then Sean Bean's character.
These are
Like, they're
memorable
all
characters.
Memorable characters.
I can remember their names after years and years
Yeah,
go by and
yeah.
stuff.
and they all serve a function.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like even though like Xena Onatopp's like the femme fatale, like she's a force to be reckoned with. I
yeah.
feel like in the movie,
There's
like
a couple times when Bond is almost gonna die from her thighs. Basically.
yes. Oh, I read something on trivia too. I guess they reference something, and it might be Living Daylights. They talk about the KGB, and they reference somebody that kills people with their thighs.
Nah.
A female agent that kills
Really?
people with their
No
thighs.
way.
Yeah, I read that, and I was like, I have to go back and watch Living Daylights to see if that's
That's insane.
if
That's
that's
cool.
true. That's really cool that they kind
And
of
that
like
just
carried that
further
over.
proves that Bond is a code name.
It's a code name, right? But yeah, let's talk about. Can we talk about Timothy Dalton? He didn't want to come back.
Why was it?
He wanted to do another Bond movie, but the gap between the Bond movies is 6 years, and at that point, he didn't want to do it.
I don't
anymore.
blame him.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, that is.
Yeah, you're
because this is
waiting
this is the
around.
same gap between Spectre and No Time to Die,
Oh.
and this is probably why Craig got kind of like upset too, because it's like you're trapped and obligated to do these Bond movies, but you can't go do other stuff with your career.
All right.
And it's-
And
watch what's-
had we not, Tim D would not have been able to do Rocketeer.
Yeah, I would have to say Pierce Brosnan probably got the best of it because he was able to do 4 movies within 6-7 years, less 6 years.
He cranked him out. Yeah.
Yeah, because from 95 to When's Die Another Day.
2001 maybe.
So yeah, like
Yeah.
like 6 years.
Yeah.
But,
Actually,
like, he
Pierce
was still able to
Brosnan-
do a career.
Yeah,
like
and he was because I mean,
Yeah.
you dabble. I think Dante's peak was during the Bond run.
yeah.
96.
Mrs. Doubtfire's before.
94.
He was doing Robinson Crusoe.
he was supposed to be in Living
Um,
Daylights,
Yeah.
and they
but
tried to sign him, but he was doing
Steel-
Remington Steel,
Remington Steel, yeah.
and he couldn't
Yeah.
get a contract, so they got in Timmy D.
Timmy
Thomas Crown Affair. He did Thomas Crown Affair around the same
Yeah.
too.
D. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure there's others sprinkled in.
And then Mars Attacks. We
Yep.
talked about Mars Attacks.
Which is like 97, 96.
Good for him, man. That's a good stretch, man.
Yeah.
Doing like 8 big movies in 6 years or whatever.
Right.
When and you look at somebody like Roger
Oh.
Moore. Like Roger Moore did other stuff.
Yeah.
Like
And I
I,
just-
think he did like Escape to Athena and stuff like
And I
that,
just-
and Cannonball
Spice
Run.
World.
And I just realized just
But
now.
like within the Bond years, I
Yeah.
guess I'm talking
I
about.
know, but I just wanted to mention Spice
But like
World.
Sean Connery got kind of stuck because he was just doing Bond movies for like the
Yeah.
60s
Yeah.
and the 70s, and then
Yeah.
he was able to go do his own stuff, like
feel like
Anderson
he was-
tapes and
once he
Great
left-
Train Robbery.
once he left the Bond franchise, I feel like he started doing some pretty interesting things.
Yeah, so Sean
Zardoz.
Connery had a really good career. I can't recall anything I've seen George Lazenby in outside of
he's in
Under
this
Majesty's Service.
John Stamos really terrible movie called oh man, what's it called? It's basically John Stamos as like a son. It's like a James Bond Jr. type
okay.
where George Lazenby is this high tech spy.
Oh
he,
yeah.
he dies and John Stamos is his son and takes up the mantle.
Oh,
And
okay.
That sounds great.
Gene Simmons is the main villain.
Yeah.
From Kiss.
Did
the
you
main
watch
villain.
this as a kid a lot?
No, I've never
Yeah.
seen it. Another podcast I listened to covered it, and it's like,
Oh,
oh,
really?
that sounds great.
I would totally watch that.
But I think some of the problem too with Timothy Dalton was that when they get out of License to Kill, that's when they run out of the books. The books run out,
Oh, 'cause
and,
he already
like-
died at that point.
Well, and
or
like License, yeah, he already died at that point, and License to Kill is like
it's a combination.
we talked about with our Live and Let Die episode. A lot of the plot for License to Kill is like what they didn't use for Live and Let Die
Right.
from
Yeah.
the book.
Yeah.
And then Goldeneye is like the first iteration of Bond where it's nothing in it's based off a book. Like there's nothing in this
okay.
movie that's based off of anything that's
It's like
been in the book.
completely original.
It's completely original.
okay.
And this is where we start getting to our original Bond movies from here on out.
Which this is a great
Start.
original, yeah.
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 I forgot to mention Pierce Brosnan later works with Martin Campbell again in The Foreigner, starring Jackie Chan.
Oh yeah, did you see that?
I didn't see it. No.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's dark.
Yeah, I know it's the content or whatever. it
Yeah,
is.
it's dark and like it's kind of hard watching.
Which is
because,
Edge of Darkness is also really dark.
yeah, it was kind of like you watch and you're like, I don't know. I kind of, unfortunately, I want to typecast Jackie Chan as like a fun actor.
Yeah, he has fun with the fights and stuff.
Yeah, but this movie, his daughter gets killed and he goes after the terrorist that bombed his,
which is
that
a good
bombed the
change,
place where his daughter
change
died.
rules, you know. But
It is, but it's just kind of like you watch it and it's like, it's kind of sad when you're watching a sad Jackie Chan movie.
I know. Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
I kind of want to typecast him as a fun actor. Like,
Right,
and I
right.
want to have a good time watching Jackie Chan movie. And
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing with like Arnold. When you watch Arnold stuff.
End of Days.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh, I don't want to watch him milkshake his entire lunch. Like, I want to watch him. I want to watch him.
And fight a pissing Satan. You know, Satan.
Yeah,
Satan.
I want to watch him shoot a boombox with a shotgun and say party's over.
Say, Cindy, I'll always be around.
Actually,
I'm not going anywhere.
looking at Pierce Brosnan, man. Yeah, I was just looking up his what he had going on. So
the
Die Another Day
Panama-
is
something
2002.
Panama?
That's the
Oh
last
yeah,
one.
Taylor from have you seen it?
I've never seen it. Steve Martin's in that movie, I think.
Is he?
Yeah, playing like a serious role.
Oh, okay. I heard that's a
think
good
it's that
movie though.
I think he's in that movie.
Okay.
He did Robinson Crusoe the year after Goldeneye, Mars Attacks, Mira's Two Faces. He's got like 15 movies within like a 6
That's nuts.
year period. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But going back to the actual like the facility and kind of talking about the characters, this is where we meet Boris and Natasha, who are both memorable characters. Like,
Yeah.
even Natasha, I like Natasha's character
Yeah.
because she kind of reminds me of Jill St. John from the previous one.
Yeah.
Really?
Just in the sense that she's put in a situation. Actually, I don't. I take it back. That's a lie. They are not the same at all. Because Natasha is very good at adapting to her surroundings. And I feel like it's very realistic. She's just
Yeah.
like this average, like, I guess, computer programmer kind of.
Yeah.
And things are blowing up and she's just running away. I just feel like she's very good at adapting. She's not an idiot at all in this movie.
She gets
No.
treated like an idiot by Boris, but she proves to be a formidable foe for that guy.
Yeah.
And they don't try to like over sexualize her or anything like that.
No,
Or
no.
actually, they don't really try to sexualize her at all.
No.
But they treat her very like human like.
Yeah, she's
And
wow. They treat her like a human.
They treat her like a human and not a piece of meat for
In a Bond movie,
to
yeah.
carry around and
In
use
a Bond
whenever he
movie, they
wants.
treat a female character like a human. Wow.
Yeah.
Very progressive.
I think they kind of knew that at this point when they were making the Bond movies, and they kind of do this with like License to Kill and Living Daylights. Kind of realize that too. They're like, hey, the girls need to have more of a function than to just be
but
a body that falls.
At the same
upon
time,
them.
they do that with Natalia. You know, they make her like human-like.
Yeah,
But at the same time, with Xenia, her last name is on the top, and it's a little like, oh, you're just on the top the entire time.
Wait, am I saying it wrong? Is it Natalia?
Natalia.
I was saying Natasha. Wow.
I think it's Natalia. Yeah, Natalia.
It is Natalia.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
But yeah, with Xenia, it's like, you know, you got your pussy galore, you know, and whatever. But
you know what? Though? I'm fine with that though. Like
Yeah.
the goofy joke names.
right.
Like-
but yeah, it's like they had to do it somewhere.
They do it with the guys too. So I'm fine with that. They don't do it anymore. I don't think in any of the movies. I can't think of a Craig movie where they do that.
No, I can't remember.
I can't either, actually. Well, let's talk about. I mean, I'm sure at some point we're going to cover some other Pierce Brosnans because actually, the more we talk about Bonds, I would like to go through all the Brosnans over all the other ones because I feel like these are more fun to talk about. Even like Die Another Day and stuff.
I
like
don't know.
that.
I, honestly, Diamonds Are Forever was a little. I'm surprised that it was a little kind of like boring to talk about.
I don't think it was
I don't
boring.
think,
it was
I'm not saying not boring. There wasn't a lot of discussion points
Yeah.
because it's kind of like.
But dude, we've been talking about Goldeneye for like an hour and we're like 10 minutes into the movie. So I feel like
No,
the
we're only
Brosnans,
we've only been going for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, it is
No,
not.
trust me, it's not.
Are we really? Where are we at?
45.
We're
Yeah.
at 45 minutes already.
Yeah.
like the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like let's go through the girls real quick at the Pierce Brosnan movies because like in Tomorrow Never Dies, you have Terry Hatcher
Yeah.
and then you have
She's great.
Yeah,
Paris,
she's
I
awesome.
don't remember her.
Paris.
I remember
Yeah,
she
she's-
dies, but like I don't
Yeah.
remember what her
And then you have I cannot remember who that lady's name is. I've seen her in a bunch of stuff.
Michelle Yao.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's awesome
she's
in
Yeah,
that.
fantastic.
she's great.
And then you get to World Is Not Enough, and you have Denise Richards,
Yeah, and then you got
Sophie Marceau,
Marceau,
yeah,
yeah.
Sophie Marceau.
and then Die Another Day. You got
Halle Berry.
Halle
Halle
Berry.
Berry. Is there another one in there?
And,
Oh yeah,
Rosamund-
Miranda Frost.
Rosamund
Yeah.
Pike.
I don't remember. I can't believe I remember her
Gone
name in that
Girl,
movie.
Gone Girl herself.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does a really good job, but Halle Berry does an awesome job. To
Yeah.
the point where they almost had her own movie and they
Yeah.
didn't do it.
I know that thing's
She's
ridiculous.
Catwoman instead.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, we meet Natalia and Boris. we think Boris dies here,
Yeah.
or gets killed, and in a cool reveal, he's back later, which I think is odd because there's 2 fake deaths in this movie
Yeah.
that are like betrayals.
Yeah.
And I think, is that supposed to be done like
Oh yeah.
Maybe
Bond's
to-
betrayed and Natalia's betrayed?
Maybe, yeah, I think it's basically the 2. It's like them trying to go get their revenge, pretty much.
And that's
on
them coming together, and they have that.
I would
yeah.
honestly like to have seen that fleshed out a little bit more.
I think
Yeah.
so. Now that I'm putting that
discuss
together,
like,
the
you ever
friendship.
been betrayed before? Like, yeah, I have. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's how they.
oh
Connect.
yeah,
Because
Is
I'll
that-
say
that Borscht for brains betrayed me.
because I will say that this is one of the another weaker part of this movie is the relationship between these two. And it's like they decide just to like
Team up.
they decide to kiss like when that train blows up.
Oh, dude.
It's it's kind of random.
dude. Every 5 minutes, after something happens, like we got a minute. And like, no, the
Yeah.
movie's got to go
We
on.
almost died.
Yeah, it's
What-
really
what if?
weird. It's
What-
really
what
weird.
if?
What if?
Yeah. I love that. That should be Bond's like his catchphrase, like "What if?
What if? You're creepy.
I got the champagne bottle.
Yeah. What if?
I've been driving my car all day. I got the champagne bottle. It's,
It's super cold.
it's super chilled. It's so chilled.
I've been driving for hours.
One thing that's goofy, and I remember thinking it was goofy back in the day, and I was like, all right, maybe this time it'd be kind of cool, is the riddle that Boris sets up for
Oh,
Natalia.
yeah.
It's a very obvious,
I
like,
feel it's pretty obvious.
okay, and I don't know if it's obvious because I've seen this a million times.
Do I leave my butt behind?
Yeah, so like the riddle is you can take it with you, or you can sit on it, but you can't take it with
Yeah.
you. And Bond's like, it's a chair. And it's like, that's the big, oh man, that's what it is.
For like a hacker, I feel like that's a terrible password.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, but you guys gotta understand too. This is the early internet days where it wasn't like, hey, you need you need a special character, you need a number in your
No,
password, you
I
need
don't
one
care.
uppercase
And
and,
they
one
had- They
lowercase.
had pizza.com where you order all your pizza from one
Yeah.
place. And
I don't care,
You didn't
though.
have to put your email in
yeah.
back in the
Weird,
day.
yeah.
You just had to put a password.
Yeah.
But riddles have been around for hundreds of years,
Yeah.
and you could have come up with a better riddle than a chair.
I think,
Yeah.
but I also think the riddles he's coming up with is like he's just fucking with them. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like at one point one of the riddles.
But the
is, like,
knockers one is
knockers,
that's
yeah.
a riddle.
Yeah.
It's in front of you. It can open large doors. Like that is a thinker. I feel like that you can sit on it, but you can't take it with you. It's
Yeah.
like you can eat with it, and it's really sharp. And like a fork, like you got it. Like
Yeah.
these are very. I mean,
Wow,
that's
this person's good.
oh man, these are good riddles.
Wow.
Well, I think what we've learned from this is that Chris, you should be a hacker.
So because I got better riddles.
No, because you got this riddle really easily. So
Yeah,
you should be
should.
a hacker.
I don't
bro.
You're like Batman, man. You're like
Yeah.
the world's greatest detective.
all those bank passwords, and it's like, what's your childhood school? like,
Man, the FBI should hire you.
I'm
You're
kind of like
pretty good.
Batman. I didn't think about that. That's
Pretty
kind of
good.
cool. Oh, okay, cool. So we think Boris dies. Natalia escapes.
And real quick,
Yeah.
Boris they're kind of making him like the Dennis Nedry of this movie, right? Kind of like the
Sure, yeah, I
the
think it's-
Jurassic Park. Speaking of Jurassic Park,
wow.
but he's got even to the point where he's got like this cool animation where it's like ha ha ha, you know,
Yeah,
like,
and he like, yeah,
and he's just like being a little smart ass. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like just you work for this government, do your job.
Right. And dude, and talk about having another henchman. The henchmen in this are so great. Yeah.
It's iconic.
Yeah. These yeah.
I think partly because we had the N64 game, which is like kind of
all
a
right,
new,
we're doing this. I
which
was
is
gonna
like-
hold off
which
on the
is-
game stuff.
well, I'm just
but
saying, which
No,
with the-
why? What are we holding off for?
just for fun.
I think with like
Um,
an interesting concept because this is the first time we gained like a actual kind of like 3D adaptation of a movie in the form of a video game. In the video game, you get to play as all these characters. So it's like, oh, I get to be Natalia, I get to be Alec, Trevelyan or whatever.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
get to be Boris, and then classic characters like it could be Jaws, Odd Job.
yeah. If you want to be an asshole, you be Odd Job.
Oh, absolutely. No, it was always banned. Like, it was,
Yeah.
yeah. Or if you're like so good, you get to beat Jaws because it's a disadvantage. You know, it's a handicap.
Yeah,
you
because
know.
he's taller than everybody, but Odd Jobs for some reason is shorter than everybody.
I think the makers thought he was
So when you're when you're running around shooting everybody, you have to like aim lower
yeah,
to shoot
or you have
Odd
to
Job.
you have to crouch and you're
Yeah.
sliding around crouching as
Yeah.
high.
I didn't. I played this game maybe 3 times. I
But
don't.
I
yeah, well, me and Chris grew up with PlayStation, so we didn't
Okay,
have an N64.
I grew up playing the hell out of this game.
Yeah, and
But,
if you had an N64, it was like this and Mario, or like
Yep.
the two.
yeah,
But I tried to get in on the fun 25 years later when they re-released GoldenEye
Yeah.
on PS4, and I played that and I beat that. But I heard it was pretty different than the original.
oh, was it?
So yeah.
But I was gonna say with Odd Job, I think they may have messed up and maybe gotten it wrong, but I think they mistook him for Knick Knack from Man with the Golden Gun
Yes,
because there's no reason why. Because Knick Knack was the
Yeah.
Fantasy Island,
Yeah.
like a little, but like I think they mistook them.
Really?
Which is why Oddjob is like small. Like,
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
it's just weird why they
Okay.
made him like smaller than everybody.
Yeah,
else,
because
but-
like you watch Goldfinger, like Oddjob's not short.
no, he's taller than Bond in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is
he's
he?
close.
Oh, Running Man. That's what he's
yeah,
from.
Yeah.
Sub-Zero, more like
Plane Zero.
Zero.
Wasn't he also in Golden Child?
He was.
Was
I
he?
think he was also in Three Ninjas, previous episode.
Good for this guy, man.
Yeah.
Those are good movies.
Yeah. Good movies.
I only played a few Bond games. I think it was called Bloodstone with Daniel Craig.
Okay.
And then I actually looked this up recently. I forgot that all these games made for like the PlayStation had original themes.
Yep.
And,
They're all like original stories, basically.
yeah. And I think I cannot remember her name. Okay, go with me. Lady Marmalade, that song they did with like Pink,
Yeah.
Missy Elliott, Christina Aguilera, and the fourth girl. I cannot remember her
Lil
name.
Kim?
No.
not Lil Kim. It was
Maya.
Maya. It was
Oh,
Maya.
Maya.
Yeah,
Maya did a Bond song.
Oh.
for one of the
Yeah, she
games.
did.
Yeah.
And then there was
Cool.
Bond girls in that. Yeah, who were the girls in the
I
Bond?
played,
can't
I
remember.
played the one with Shannon Elizabeth.
Yeah, he said, yeah.
That's it. Then,
And
yeah.
I think Willem Dafoe was a bad guy in that one or one of the other ones.
And there's one Pierce Brosnan that came back to do, right?
That sounds
I'm
familiar.
unfamiliar
Sean
with
Connery
these.
did.
Sean
Sean Connery
Connery
came
did-
back.
they
He
did
came
it
and did
for-
Rush from Russia with Love.
yeah,
I
they did
played
it from
that.
Russia with Love.
Yeah,
I don't hunt these games down. I haven't played these in a while.
I know. I kind of want to play N64 now.
I haven't.
Matt has it.
I do too.
Do you?
Do you want to play sometime?
I do. I bought it for $20 because my wife had an N64. She grew up with it.
Yeah.
And we were at Half Price Books like this time last year, and I was like, I was like, Goldeneye's there for $20. I was like, we should just buy that and
Dude.
take it home and play it. I
Let's-
haven't played it yet.
Let's play it. Yeah. Let's do it.
I would love to do it. We always talked about all three of us talked about doing a video game episode.
Yeah.
Which we could try doing again. We tried to do a video game episode. We can talk about it now.
It was during the pandemic.
yeah.
So we tried to play video games outside, and it was freezing.
in a garage at
Yeah.
like 7:00 at night, and it was
We
what 30
basically had a
degrees,
garage
20
that was
degrees.
like a Doc Brown workshop with all these wires, and we like couldn't figure out the connections
Yeah.
properly.
Yeah, it was during video game month earlier this year.
January.
Yeah,
around the
and so it
whole
was like right in the
January.
middle of January. It was
and we were trying to do
miserable.
Silent Hill, Tomb Raider, and Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
Yep.
And we were able to do Mortal Kombat, but Silent Hill and Tomb Raider, the PlayStation, it was on there, but it froze
Yeah.
out in the cold, like
Yeah.
it wasn't working, and we basically just like trashed the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
but
weren't having fun.
if we ever return to James Bond, which I can kind of see one day down the road, we should do a video episode where we just play Goldeneye and talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, spoiler alert, we do have I won't say what it is yet, but we do have a Bond treat coming up at some point.
Yeah, we do
here
have a
soon.
Bond episode coming up.
Yes. So this is kind of the last one, kind of not, but you'll see. You'll see. But yes, I do want to play Goldeneye because it was not part of my childhood like it was for many people.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's kind of dive into this movie. I'm not, like I said, I don't want to talk about every single plot point because there is a lot of plot points to this movie. So let's kind of just talk about like the main action pieces, and we'll connect them with some of the stuff that makes the actual story. Because at this point, I feel like we're probably almost like an hour into the movie.
So the satellite like basically blows up, and then Bond meets with Valentine
Okay,
to go find out who this Janus guy is.
this is the guy that Mimi Rogers is singing.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's the guy that's like, I only know 3 people with a Walther PPK, and 2 of them are dead.
dude,
Yeah.
this scene's awesome. I love the way he shoots the couch because Pierce Brosnan's reaction.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's really shooting the couch in front,
Yeah.
and he's dodged it. I think it's
Right.
such a cool looking.
Why does he go and see him?
I think
This is
because-
the plot point in the movie that I get kind of
Yeah.
lost.
I'd have to look it up, but it's basically this whole Janus figurehead that's
Yeah.
like involved with the theft of the helicopter and all that. I think he's the guy that somehow knows information, and he's going to see him about it.
Okay, because Giannis ends up being Sean Bean.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, like after this, I mean, I'm trying to think because like the next like scene that jumps into my head is like the tank scene, but I know there's stuff before
Yeah.
that.
Well, yeah. So he goes to this. I think after the Valentine, this is where he goes to that spa house. I think, and this is where Xenia gets the thigh.
I'm back on
Yeah,
track.
it's
now.
really
Yes.
weird.
The first-
This
the first set of
I kind of hate this because if you pay attention to what they're talking about, he's like, yeah, we're gonna set up a meet and greet with Giannis. He's like, and you'll get to walk away with the money. And it's weird. They set up this whole plot thing that never
Oh.
happens.
I'm sorry. The reason why he goes to see him is because he meets with CIA agent Jack Wade, and he tells him that Valentine is the contact. He's the guy that knows everything.
Yeah.
Bond already knows him from previous days, basically. I think at one point he mentions that he put a bullet in his leg.
Yeah, he gave him the limp.
He gave him the
Oh
limp,
yeah,
permanent
yes,
limp.
I do.
So
yeah,
that's why he goes over to see him. And
which they bring back later on because
But
he
they're-
has a cane that has the gun in it.
Yeah.
and World is Not Enough.
Yes.
yeah.
But it's weird because they set up basically a plot point with Valentine,
yeah.
right? And they set him up to do like a deal with Yanis.
Yep.
And Valentine's gonna take the money. He's like, yeah, I'm telling him at the hotel or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real
I
strange.
kind of
It never happens.
It never happens. Yeah.
And then I guess like he says, I'll be at this hotel, and that's how Xena Onatop finds him.
Right.
And
to
Xena
basically
Onatop's
try to kill him, basically.
to kill him, and that's how he uses Xena Onatop
okay.
to get to Yanis.
Yeah.
Yes.
What you find out is Sean.
So yeah,
Bean.
you have the whole bathhouse scene,
Yeah.
and then this is where you find out Sean Penn.
Man.
but or not Sean
Sean
Penn.
Penn.
Sean Penn.
That's Macaulay, you know.
So we got this like
Can I cut you off real quick? Just a real quick rant because you made me think of something I haven't thought about in a few years because you were talking about this like plan that they never do, but they talk about.
yeah.
Let's talk about Italian Job when they do the whole like, yeah, we're gonna drive the Mini Coopers to the house, and they have like the layout.
Oh
like,
yeah.
it's gonna be awesome.
I never saw Italian Job.
It's a
Yeah,
really good
they have
movie.
a whole like they do like a card like a simulated in
Yeah.
space about how to drive through the house.
Did they not do it?
No, it's an awesome scene they set up and like, oh, we're gonna do it, and then something happens and they don't do the plan.
bypass? We got to do a secondary plan.
Oh wow,
yeah,
really?
and it's such a cool idea and it never happens.
Yeah.
but yeah, solid movie. Check it out. But yeah, Sean Bean shows up at this like graveyard. I love the set. The
Yeah.
set is so
It's
neat.
like all these levels from the game. I remember them. It's
Really?
like, yeah, they captured perfectly.
Well,
That's
these are
cool.
all former Soviet statues.
Yep.
You
yeah,
know?
the fall of Soviet Russia. Basically.
So if this was the American version, these would be all the Southern generals from the Civil War, and it'd just be this graveyard, all these Southern generals.
basically,
like, this would be, yeah.
Probably.
basically,
yeah.
if this took place in like 2025, you
Yes.
know, like basically we'll find the park where they had the meeting and
Yeah, and the guy would be dressed up like Colonel Sanders. He'd be Sean Bean's character, but dressed up like Colonel Sanders. He's like, back in the good old
I
days,
just say
I have to say, I'll never give the recipe away.
my chicken recipe.
So Sean Bean shows up. We find out that he did not die.
Yep. Got scarred in the bomb explosion because he said to 3,
Yeah.
not 6 minutes.
It was supposed to be 6 minutes, and then once. Well, I want you to kind of give it the Bond because, like, he said it for 6 minutes, and Sean Bean gets fake killed,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Okay, I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna set the bombs for 3 minutes now."
Can I like stop for a second?
Yeah,
I
please.
was always so confused as a kid how he got the scars, and you know we saw him clearly, or Oromov clearly shoot this guy with the gun,
Yeah.
and I always thought it was because he got shot in the back of the head.
Right?
Which is
Dude,
why he had
when
the
I was a-
facial scars.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
awesome.
when I was a kid, I always thought it was like
It
he had
never
the
made
scars
sense.
because he got shot in the face.
because the explosion happens and Oromov doesn't have any scars. So
Good point.
why does he have the
Okay.
scars?
because Oromov gets out of the building before it blows up.
Yeah, but Alec is faking his death. He should be out at the same time. Like-
Oromov chases Bond.
Yeah,
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's one of those things where he's like, "Will you guys go get him? I'm just gonna
As
chill
soon
here
as
and flip through Reddit." And then
yeah,
he's like,
as soon as Bond exits that conveyor belt, like Alex should already be like
"Yes."
on his way out. I don't know why he hangs around for 3 minutes.
Or try to dismantle the bombs that he just.
right, yeah.
uh,
You have the same technology, you know.
Oh, I know what
yeah.
happened is that gun shot so close to Sean Bean's ears, he couldn't hear anything. He doesn't know what's happening. Everybody's running away.
Yeah, it's like No Time to Die with the muffled audio.
Yeah.
and he's like, "Why is everybody running?" And then,
Yeah.
yeah,
He's
and
got
Sean
one
Bean
more.
just flies away. Which actually they kind of steal 4 movies later when that explosion happens and that guy's face gets covered in diamonds.
Oh yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
similar-ish in a way.
Yeah.
I honestly, that is one of the Die Another Day things I do like is the fact that it's the bomb explodes and the diamonds get
Embedded.
embedded in his face. I think that's kind of a cool little thing.
What
Do you
is
guys
it?
like the Madonna song?
No.
No.
I think it's
no.
okay. It's not great.
What
but it's
is
okay.
with Bond movies and always making people with facial scars villains? What's so bad about having scars?
I don't know. I think what they're doing is they're like, we got to give this guy some character, and like, give him a physical trait. Like, he has a pen. Yeah, he clicks pens. I'm like, with this guy,
I don't-
Yeah.
Scar. You know,
I don't know. I
They
honestly,
body shame people.
it's because Felix Leiter gets his legs chewed off and
He doesn't become a
License to Kill, and they never talk.
But it's
they
all-
never talked to him ever again.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, oh, don't talk to this guy.
Oh, he doesn't have legs,
But like
so yeah, that's what I feel like. It's like
Blofeld, facial scar.
Yes.
You got what's his face from
We got Thunderball.
Thunderball. We got
With the eye
Skyfall.
patch.
Skyfall. He takes his dentures
Yep.
out and his face is all messed up.
Die Another Day.
Cyanide
Day.
poisoning.
Cyanide poisoning. You
Yeah.
got
I don't think you have anything in the other.
Lashif. He's got the bloody tear, the scar.
Okay.
on his
We've
eye.
got Live and Let Die, whose name I can't remember now. With the he's got the missing
Whisper.
hand,
Or,
missing arm.
Teehee.
Yeah, He's got the entire arm that's
Yeah.
missing.
Yeah,
but
it's actually a pretty
like
common
they're-
thread. Yeah.
it's just like I don't know. I feel like it's kind of
I don't know. It's just some weird like. It's honestly, it's like
They're just trying to make the character memorable.
I guess.
yeah, I guess, and it's like in American action movies around the 80s and 90s, every villain is has some European accent.
right.
you know?
Eastern European
Yes.
of no name village in Europe or whatever.
Yeah,
It's no different than like a Batman series and like the Joker looks like the Joker. Like if it was all like plain generic looking white guys, you
Well,
wouldn't remember any of these
I
characters.
think that's the thing with like Snake Plissken. That was like
Anti-hero.
yeah, he's an anti-hero. He's got an eye patch, and that's weird because he's like,
Or like
Captain Ron. He's an anti-hero.
What are you
with an eye
talking
patch.
about?
Rooster Cogburn from
Yes.
True Grit. He's
Yep.
got the eye patch. and
Yeah, he's
like,
got an eye patch.
He's like an anti-hero type,
Yeah.
type guy.
But it's kind of like it's weird. They use it to show that like, hey, they're not all good.
Hey, if they have a facial scar, don't talk to them.
Yeah,
They're
if he's got
news.
one eye, he's half good, half bad.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
in the
yeah.
middle.
Give Bond a scar. That'd be kind of cool.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he might be a traitor to MI6.
Yep.
Hey. So Sean Bean shows up and then they knock out Bond. They put him with Natalia inside of this fighter jet
It's the basically the helicopter that they
from
stole.
earlier. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They're
didn't
trying to
think
get
about
This
rid
is
of
cool.
covering
Yeah.
tracks, basically.
This is cool. The way they set the scene
This
up.
stunt's awesome because
Yeah.
basically there's two missiles on the side of the jet or whatever you want to call it. They're going to shoot out and they're going to come back and destroy the aircraft that they're in.
Yeah.
And I like the way Bond does this because he keeps slamming his face to the front of the console to do something. Nothing happens. And like I feel like he is totally a precursor for Daniel Craig because he does a lot of grunt stuff.
Oh, he does
and-
awesome grunting stuff where
Yeah.
he looks like he's in legit pain.
Even with
Yeah.
the thighs, the Xenia's thighs,
Yeah.
he's like
Yeah.
sweating and it's like,
Dude, at the end when he flips down that staircase ladder
oh
thing,
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
and you could tell he's like in pain.
'Cause he's like, it's like almost like his arm just got
oh
ripped
yeah,
out
that
of
one
his
too. I
socket.
was talking when he's like rolling, he does like a flip down it.
Mm.
But yeah, when he goes down the ladder, yeah, everything is very pre-Craig. So Craig gets credit for like he's the realistic Bond. I feel like Brosnan gets some credit too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like this scene though because some of the Bond traps are kind of stupid. We talked about in Diamonds Are Forever with the hitmen.
Oh yeah.
And they just basically put Bond they kill everybody really gruesomely,
Yeah.
but they just put Bond in
Yeah.
a pipe and they hope that the
But
next
at
day
least
they're
like
going to do
this
the
makes
pipeline.
sense though.
But this makes sense because it's not a self-destruct button on the helicopter. The helicopter is going to shoot the missiles off, and the target for the missiles is the helicopter. So it makes
Yeah.
sense that they're going to turn back around and come towards them. And then it makes sense that it's a situation where they're going to get rid of both of them and get rid of the helicopter. And the way they escape is like,
Shooting out.
they get ejected from
To
the
the
helicopter.
ejector seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a cool
And
scene.
It's a cool, this is a cool scenario.
I kept
this.
going back to Die Hard 2 when
yeah.
John McClane
Yeah.
goes out and it just be Bond be like, oh shit.
Oh, so they land safely, and okay, I feel like we've talked about this on podcasts before, but how things could be explained so easily. And so Natalia has no idea who Bond is, and vice versa.
Yeah.
They get out, and she tries to run away, and he just grabs her, and she tries to get out of his like clutch, or is that the right word? Yeah, like
Yeah.
the clutch of his
Yeah.
arms, and he doesn't say anything. He just like tries to hold her, and I'm gonna be like, tell her you're a good guy. Like, why are you
Yeah.
just holding her? It's really weird. Like,
Yeah.
you know, in movies like when
It's just to play the drama.
I know, but
dramatic.
just,
Something
just
to look
explain,
up.
like, hey, I'm a good guy. Like,
If
don't just hold her while she wiggles.
if everybody talked the way they do in real life, it'd be really like every situation would just be kind of
stuttering and like
Yeah.
a lot of
Ma'am, please.
Yeah.
And like you
oh,
sound
my
like
voice
Marty
cracked.
McFly.
Sorry, going through puberty again.
Could you stop? I'm a spy.
But in the middle of the wiggling, they get
wiggling.
who shows up right here? Is this who ends up like?
Oh, so the Soviet Russian basically Ministry
Yes.
of Defense.
Okay, yeah,
Because this is where we meet. They get taken back to like the jail or whatever to be interrogated by the defense minister,
yes,
which is Tchéky Karyo, who plays Mishkin.
okay.
And this is where Bond is actually giving him the lowdown on what's going on.
Mm.
Natalia backs him up by saying Oromov had stolen the Goldeneye. and that he's actually a traitor to the country.
And then he comes in, he's like, I think I should be in charge of
What's
this.
interesting, it's like Pineapple Express, where they tell that policewoman the events of the movie. She's like, "Oh yeah, I totally believe you.
Yes.
We're gonna get to the.
I knew something dirty was going on.
I always suspected Oromov was gonna be a traitor. So basically, that happens with Mishkin, and Oromov comes walking in and shoots him and the security guard in the head.
Yeah.
And what starts is like another exhilarating chase scene.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
awesome.
Okay, so from here on out, any Soviet soldiers that get killed,
Oh yeah.
are
They don't know the plan.
any Russian soldiers that get killed are like innocently killed by James Bond with machine
But
guns.
it's all because of Oromov.
Yeah.
Oromov is like the traitor, getting basically a free army in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you put it that way.
But yeah, Bond is essentially killing innocent people that have no idea what the plot of Goldeneye is.
Yeah, and it goes to say at the end of the movie when they go to the second Goldeneye station satellite, and all those people that are just working on the computer in there, those are all innocent
Yeah.
people he blows up.
Yeah. But it's
Dude.
funny, it's like after the events of Goldeneye years later, and they, the truth behind Oromov comes out, the people were like, oh, that chase scene? Oromov was actually the bad guy
Yeah.
this entire time?
Right.
We were going after the good guy.
I feel like such an idiot.
Yeah, I feel like an idiot.
Right.
I gotta rethink my career path.
But this scene is phenomenal because it's Bond in a tank destroying the
This
city.
is nuts.
Okay, so I'll set
Really
it up and I
quick,
want to say something.
I do want to talk about before we get past because he's shooting the machine. This is machine gun.
Yeah, I'm getting into it, but
Yeah.
I want to
Oh,
before we.
I thought you were talking about the tank.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
No, I'm talking about machine gun James Bond,
in the archive.
who's drilling everybody.
Yeah.
46 people he kills in this movie. That's body count.
Really?
The highest body count in any Bond movie.
Really?
Yeah. There's a chart I've seen several times on the internet, and it's like which Bond kills the most people, and Pierce Brosnan is like still at the top,
Holy
even after
moly.
Daniel Craig.
That's insane.
Yeah, because he's just machine gun Bond, dude.
Sorry, I tell you, this action sequence is awesome. Just
Yes.
like this is like
Well, that's what I was going to set up. So, just because we've talked about this like a million times at this point. So, just to set it up real quick, Bond gets in a tank, chases Natalia and the bad guy so he can rescue her and
Yeah.
get the bad guy. He's destroying the city. Now, this is the third, maybe fourth Bond chase we've watched, and they're very repetitive and boring. This one is exhilarating, like you were
Yes,
saying,
yeah.
it
because
is.
there's obstacles and it's
Yeah.
something different, and it's destruction, and it's a fun scene.
and
and
everything means something.
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
means something.
Yeah,
I think it's fun because it's like it's the perfect time for the Bond song to cue in.
They don't do this with the Daniel Craig, really. They don't. Really,
They do it, and they do it really weird. Where they'll drop the Bond song in scenes where I'm like, yeah, that wasn't really Bond moment.
yeah, it's him going to meet with M in a boring talking scene.
Yeah.
It's like, dun, 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 dun.
And you're just like, okay, like sure.
yeah, this scene is phenomenal. And actually, I do want to talk about that since we're kind of about music. The score for this is so cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's bad.
I wish it would get dropped on vinyl.
They
So do
have
I.
to.
Because it's very cool. It's got a you can get the game soundtrack on vinyl, which is
Okay.
really cool. The score has this like it's like a industrial
Yeah.
I'll say it's an industrial water drop sound.
Yeah,
Like down a tunnel.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
boo. Like I can't
Yeah.
describe it.
Like
Yeah. But then have 9 Inch Nails play around with it. But yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
It's also too the only like score up throughout the Bond movies that doesn't use the theme. Like they don't do variations of whatever that theme song was.
of the Golden
Yeah, because if you listen to a lot of John Barry stuff,
Yeah, you're right.
up to this point,
or like perfect example is On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Like
Yes.
they do like the
Variations
"We
on a theme."
have all," but then they do like the orchestral somber
Yeah.
version of it. and
but
stuff.
so you don't really hear the GoldenEye theme throughout this movie.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
it's not played
Yeah.
at all.
Speaking of a really cool remix, check out the soundtrack for Tomorrow Never Dies.
Okay,
Moby does a remix of
Oh,
a Bond
yeah.
song.
they're pretty
That-
good.
It
Yeah,
is
that
I don't remember
awesome.
I don't remember the theme song.
Yeah,
though.
it's
It's
pretty
I mean,
awesome.
it's not like the main theme song, but like he does this remix and it jams.
Actually,
dude.
the Tomorrow Never Dies soundtrack is a really
There's Sheryl
dope
Crow that
soundtrack.
does the.
Sheryl Crow does a song, and then there's
Katie Lang.
Oh,
yeah,
She does like because all Bond movies, or at least they used to, had secondary Bond songs.
yeah.
Because like Thunderball had Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang,
yeah.
and so they had
We
like
have all time in the world.
Yeah,
with
so-
Under Majesty's Secret Service.
so yeah, they all had like secondary songs.
What did any of the Craigs have it? Casino Royale
Secondaries?
didn't.
I don't think so. I don't think the newer ones have.
One of them did, right? I thought
Like
one of
an
them
alternate
recently
theme
did.
song, or
They had an alternate. Yeah, they had an alternate. They had the theme song plus an alternate like track.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
But yeah, the Tomorrow Never Dies soundtrack was pretty dope.
Yeah, I really liked it. Sorry I got off track, but yeah, this exhilarating car chase scene. Bond gets Natalia and he saves her. and then it like I think the next scene is them like in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Like, or is the yeah, I think they're in the Bahamas and everything's fine, and they're only there for like a second because then they get called into duty.
Why don't
Right.
they kill Natalia? Or yeah, why don't they kill her? Because like the reason why they're keeping her alive is
To make the car chasing.
yeah. I
Um,
wish it was something where she like was like the second operator of Goldeneye and they needed her.
Yeah, like the second code.
Yeah.
That's cool.
verification.
Yeah.
You know, I wish it was more than that than just like a witness because they're at a certain point they're trying to kill her because she's a witness.
Yeah.
But like
I mean, they were trying to kill her in the helicopter. I don't know why they just didn't kill her.
yeah, why
Like,
didn't they just put a bullet in the back of her head
that's
like
what
right when they
what
got
they're-
her?
Obviously, that's what they're trying to do in the archive. So, like, why not just kill the one that they have?
Yeah, and then why are they making like it's a little like that's a little like lame in plot, but
I mean, I
Not
think
terrible.
going back to Diamonds, I think it's the same idea of why didn't the henchmen just kill him?
just put a you sound like Seth Green. Just put a bullet in the
Just put a
back of his
bullet in
head.
just
I
kill
do
him.
kind of want to watch Austin
Or
Powers.
it's like the Saturday Night Live sketch where it's like the ninjas. It's like with Mike Myers, Chris Farley, and a bunch of people. It's
Okay.
like it cuts to like an 80s action sequence with like ninjas attacking the main character, but it's one by one. And the guy kicks their butts basically. And it cuts back to Saturday Night Live. It's them coming back from like after getting their asses whooped. And it's
Yeah.
like, we gotta rethink our plan here. We keep going in one by one, you know. And it's like, you know, it's like maybe we should attack all at the same time this
That's
time instead
awesome.
of just doing one by one.
That's pretty
And
good.
they're like, all right, let's do this. And they ended up just doing the one by one again. It cuts to the same scene.
See, okay.
It's like going one by one, but
That's awesome.
It does make you want to watch Austin Powers after
Yeah.
talking about.
oh
all
my
these.
god, yeah.
But how do we get? Okay, so we're in the Bahamas with Natalia and Bond.
They meet with Jack Wade. Jack Wade gets the plane. I mean, this is before when they get there initially. Jack Wade flies on the plane. He's
Yeah.
like, peace and quiet. This is so nice. It's silent
Yeah,
silent plane.
There's silent helicopters in this movie too.
Oh, there's more
There
than one
is.
silent helicopter.
Yeah,
It
silent
happens in the beginning when
helicopters.
Boris goes to have a cigarette, and right when he lights it, he looks up and, and you're like, "Oh man!"
But yeah, silent plane. Jack Wade says like, here are the coordinates for the station or whatever.
Yes. So
And,
this is the train station now, right? Or the train?
I mean, are we going back to the train or?
Oh, no, the train. What do you mean back to the train? We haven't done the train yet.
Where they set up the train's gonna self destruct.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that yet.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the train. That's why I was like, yeah, moving on up ahead.
Okay, do you want to go to the train scene? Is that what we're
Yeah, let's go
doing?
back to the train. Let's go back.
Back.
Yeah.
This is after the train scene. Is after
Oh,
Bahamas.
you started talking about the Bahamas.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Oh, is the train scene before that or after?
Oh, it's
that?
way before.
Is it
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because
Let's
I wanted
talk
I want to talk about the action sequence just a little bit more
for the train scene.
before the tank scene. Jesus Christ!
Wait, we want to go back before the tank scene?
Oh my god, we're going back so far.
Wait, I'm done talking about anything that's
I was just talking.
previous to the train scene.
But we haven't talked about the train scene.
Yeah, so I was gonna
All
talk
right.
about the action sequence, and you're like, hold on, let me start.
Okay, what action sequence?
It's in the archives or whatever. I just want to talk about how exhilarating it is.
Oh,
But
so you want to go back before the tanks?
But yes, it is exhilarating. You're
20
right.
It's just
minutes-
like-
20 minutes ago.
because I just wanted to mention, like, it's very Spielberg-esque, where it's like domino effect, it's like point A to point B. It's like just so seamless that they don't
Yeah.
do in the action movies whatsoever.
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
there's
the
a part where
Spielberg
it's
thing
like-
was right. Yeah, that's
which
cool.
is like he's shooting a door and then kicks it open. It's just like a seamless action that they like miss in so many action movies today, I feel like.
yeah.
But
Yeah, well, go deeper. I want to hear. Explain that again. Like,
there's just not. There's no. They're like the editing and the action. I feel like back in the day, they don't use any visual CGI, so they actually have to use plan it out and everything, make sure everything goes according to plan.
yeah,
But everything in the action feels so seamless, where they're not doing multiple cuts per second. They're just letting it flow because they trust the process, basically.
okay.
That's a good way of putting
And
it.
so there's a lot of parts in the hallway where it's like Bond sliding and he's shooting, you know,
Yeah,
and then getting back up, and then like he's running towards a door, shoots it a bunch of times, kicks it open. And that's where you cut into the next scene where it's in the archives. It's just really done well in this movie.
It's very similar, I think, if we're on the same page, to the opening, not the opening scene, but the parkour scene.
yeah,
in
it's
Casino
very
Royale.
seamless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which makes sense because it's Martin Campbell again.
Yeah, yeah.
You
yeah,
trust
actually,
the process.
Duh,
You plan
yeah,
it out.
Yep.
You can do it accordingly. You trust the stunt people. You trust the actors.
yeah.
You can make a good action
Because
scene.
I'll tell you what. Like, I know a lot of people really, really like Skyfall,
Yeah.
and I think Skyfall's a good one. I would say it's my second one next,
Yeah.
like in the Craig one. But like, I think the action scenes in Skyfall are really boring. Like
Except
they're like even everything like it's and I think it's what you're saying. They're just not seamless.
Except there's a part in Skyfall where Bond is fighting the assassin who's.
I hated that.
What?
I hated it. I think it looks goofy.
I don't even
The
remember.
one take. It's
the silhouette.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hated
that's
it.
awesome.
Oh, that seems awesome. Yeah.
I hated
oh, yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's a
That's-
one take
because you can
sequence.
tell they're like not planning out their hits appropriately. Like
What?
they're not like what you're saying. I don't think the planning's right. Like they're punching each other and they're just kind of like keep going, and it's like hit them with like the butt of the rifle,
Yeah.
and then like they're not reacting to it appropriately.
Oh, it's badass.
I think it's baller.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's bad. Watch it again. It doesn't. It's not.
I've seen it multiple times.
The choreography.
I
is
really
not the
like it.
best.
I only saw it once, but I remember digging
But
it.
like I think that's like that.
But yeah,
It's I don't like the like I'm trying to figure out like basically where's the difference in action here.
yeah. It's just I think it's just coordinated very well. You got actual things happening. There's no CGI, and I think CGI ruins action scenes today.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Especially when you have to have stunt doubles.
Yeah.
doing. Stuff.
There's a lot of visible stunt doubles in this movie,
which is like
which is fine.
it's
a
fine.
movie. You
Stunt
can-
doubles.
yeah.
Stunt doubles are supposed to be a thing. Like I just rewatched Terminator 2. There's obviously
There's some bad ones.
like
in
when
Terminator 2.
Arnold jumps into
Yeah.
that dam with the
With the
motorcycle.
yeah.
You're like, oh, it's Elon Musk's stunt double, basically.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah, because as I say, anything that takes place in the satellite at the end of the movie, because that's a real satellite.
That's nuts.
In Buenos Aires.
Really?
Yeah, it's a real satellite.
Wow.
It was in Contact.
Okay.
Did you guys ever see Contact?
A
Yeah.
long time ago, yeah.
But like anything that's taking place on top of that where they're running.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it would take 10 minutes to get to the middle of that thing.
That's insane.
Really?
Yeah, from those like skywalks.
Huh.
But Pierce Brosnan was like deathly afraid of heights, so anything that takes place where he's running up there is a stunt
Oh
double.
my god. I could not even imagine like my vertigo, like, oh
Yeah, I would run probably every single time because like
Get there, yeah.
to get there faster.
Yeah.
Cut that 10 minutes to 5 minutes.
They should have told Pierce, like, hey, we've changed it. It's now going to be a glass catwalk. So just go out there. You're not going to be able to see it, but it's there. We promise.
dear God.
Okay.
I don't want to do this. So yeah, I totally agree with your matched action.
Yeah.
Yes.
Match action. Good.
That was a school term from back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're in the Bahamas and we're at the end of this. Oh no, we haven't done the train. I'm so sorry. Get rid of the Bahamas, leave it alone.
So yeah, he finally catches up. Bond finally catches up with them on the train. Alec is trying to be a real creep by having his way with Natalia,
Yeah.
while people are present in the room and people are just cool with this. Apparently,
Yeah.
that means that they're true villains, And Bond shows up and with the tank, he's blocking the train tunnel. Like,
Oh, yes,
that
yes.
poor conductor, poor
Yeah. Lots
soul.
of poor people die in this movie. that are like,
he's just trying to run the
circumstantial.
He's just trying to make sure the train arrives on time. Toot, get out of my way. Bond shoots a tank shell in this guy's face. This guy's crispy critters, like at this point.
critters.
And then he gets on the train, and you got a little situation.
Yeah, and it
Dude,
basically
and
it's
here's the thing: he didn't have to shoot the train. All he had to do was just leave that tank on
100%.
the track.
Yes.
absolutely.
The train ain't going anywhere but forward, and it can't go backwards.
Yeah,
I think
so-
it was more of like, you know what? I'm not gonna ride a train until die another day. So I just want to shoot this tank shell.
Yeah.
they should have had it's a throwback joke, but they should have had Pierce Brosnan on the train tracks. The train's coming towards him and he's freaking out and he's crawling on the tracks and he won't stand up or run, much like Jerry O'Connell from Stand By Me. So yeah, they leave Pierce Brosnan and Natalia inside the train. They lock it up and it's gonna explode, right? Like
yep.
normal.
He says, I'll set it for six minutes, blah, blah, just like you did in the facility.
And
or
Brosnan's
whatever.
like, we got 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I kind of like the setup too. We're talking about the villains. There's only 4 active villains in this movie. Everybody else is just like a part of the army.
innocent souls.
Yes, they're all innocent souls, but there's like only like 4 people that are actual villains in this movie.
Yeah.
You know,
It's actually a really good
they're
point
just
to put it that
using
way.
them.
It seems like a lot, but it's really only 4.
Yeah, it's
interesting.
not an army of people. They just don't like.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
just doing what they're told.
nameless
one.
people.
So
Like I always think that's. I'm sorry, I want to get back
You're
to that,
good.
but
No,
I
you're
always think it's like kind of goofy where it's like anything that has Blofeld in it, and he's got this
Right.
like whole army of like I don't know who these people are.
Maybe one like main henchman. That's about it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But like all these people are just agree to do whatever Blofeld wants. Like
yeah, it's like what were the stipulations in the contract to like get you on board? Good medical insurance,
right.
Or, like,
we'll pay for your student loans.
Oh shit!
You can go to this online college out in Montana.
Yeah, Phoenix College or whatever.
Yes.
You know,
Firebird University.
So we get to see Pierce use his laser watch to get out of the train.
I remember this in the video game. This is like the toughest level.
Really?
Because you had to laser all the locks. It took time to do, and then you had obviously the timer.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And there was also like the AI for Natalia was so terrible that
Really?
you like couldn't convince her to like go with you, so she would just die every single time.
That sounds familiar,
Yeah.
actually. So they get out of the train. They survive. I feel like every time they get out of an escapable situation, they just start making out.
Yeah. Ooh, that was hot.
No, this is it. It's just this one moment.
No, it's not.
That's
It's
why
later on when all the soldiers.
It is later on, but that's why this moment's so weird, and I don't like it because I'm like, why are they making out?
Yeah,
Like, there's
it
no
does
chemistry.
not,
like,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's what if? What
Yeah.
if we didn't make it off the
Hey.
train?
Oh man.
what if?
What if we go on to another train? What if?
Yeah, what if? You should start using this.
No.
Yeah, you can meet girls and be like, what if we never met?
No, it'll be
and
like,
she's like, you're right. What if we never met? Like,
She's
What
like,
if?
I would be a lot happier, and she walks away.
I'll be like
just
that.
standing there with two melted ice creams.
I'll be like
Oh.
that Marvel character from What If? What If?
What if?
Which is speaking of Felix Slater, it's Jeffrey Wright in the cartoon.
Very
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
And he does the voice of the Watcher,
Oh, neat. Very
which
neat.
is pretty cool.
So finally, we're at the Bahamas. We've been talking about all episode. We're here. We're at the end of the movie. It's like 20 minutes left. It's a very quick act. And almost immediately we have, I think the scene is awesome with Xenia because
They
she-
basically get shot down in the plane, and then
Yeah.
they're knocked out. And then-
Natalia's got to be dead in the scene. She
Yeah,
looks
she's
dead
close-
when they
she's close to
come out.
dead.
But they both pass out. They're woken up by Xenia, and they have this really cool fight scene. And then Bond takes the grappling hook from the helicopter, attaches it to Xenia, and it pulls her between two trees and kills her almost instantly.
Well, he
Yeah.
kills the pilot with the AK that
Yeah,
she
he like
has,
shoots it
yeah.
so it'll crash and
Yep.
pull her away. It's a really cool and it's like matched action. This is a
Yep.
really cool planned scene.
Yep.
And now we're like at like the end. Like all the bad guys are in one room.
Now we're at the end.
Yes. Boris gets a hold of Bond's clicky pen. That's really a bomb. And is it you have to click it 3 times? Like click,
I
click,
can't
click,
remember.
Three
I-
times to arm it, three times to disarm it.
Yes.
And I would lose track immediately.
Dude, it
Yeah.
is because he's spinning this pen. That's like Boris's trade. He spins pens. He's clicking at the same time, and Bond is watching him intently to see when this bomb's gonna go off.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool scene.
I wish it was like more explained that like the 3 clicks had to be consecutive, like click, click, click,
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like click.
instead of just like
Click,
click,
click.
Yes.
click, and then like click, and it's like okay, now is it arm. But if it was like 3 consecutive click, click, click,
It's like
that would be I feel like a little bit better because then you could keep track of like
Yes.
It's like I'm
and it's
sorry.
also hard to accidentally do.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a good point.
It's like sorry, Q. This is a real leap of faith gadget. I don't know if I'll be able to keep track of this one.
You keep your stupid pen.
Yeah, because what if it clicks in your pocket and you're like, oops, is
Bend
that
over.
one click? Is that
Click.
2 clicks?
Yeah.
I better click it just in case. Click, click.
They should put like a
Wait, did that just arm it? Click,
Yeah,
click.
That's
that-
what I'm saying. They should put like a voice line on it, so when you click it 3 times, it's like armed. And
Yeah.
then when
Yeah.
you click it 3, it's like disarmed. So when you just clicking a bunch, it's like armed, disarmed, armed, disarmed, and disarmed, disarmed, armed, disarmed.
I'd be so afraid that I'd arm it, and then you like see me like taking the pen and like launching across the room and hiding, and then nothing happens. Like Chris does it a lot. He throws this pen he's got and he hides.
Get it out of here! He just hits the wall.
Oh man. But talk about a really cool like building suspense. You're watching Bond watch him.
It's
Boris
really cool.
Gets in Natalia's face. He's like, "Give me the codes." Bond hits the pen out of his hands. Huge explosion. Pure chaos.
Yeah.
And then like literally this movie gets wrapped up in like 10 to
it's
12
like,
minutes.
Yeah, it's like 10
but
minutes
it
left.
doesn't feel rushed. It works. It's very quick because it cuts to like Sean Bean and Bond on top of the satellite.
Yep.
They're fighting. Boris ends up well, I'll get to that. Boris is trying to like crack the code.
Yeah.
Sean Bean falls from the satellite, doesn't turn to soup, and
How he's not dead is baffling to me.
Yeah,
It
and
is,
he
but
hits the surface hard.
we've watched enough of these movies that I can Dispend. What's the word? Dispend my belief, not dispend.
Suspend.
Suspend. What's
Suspend.
dispend?
A word you just made up.
Yeah, clearly. I can
When you try to take all the Pez out of a Pez holder.
dispend it.
Yeah, you try to suspend it.
Okay.
But Sean Bean falls down, and then on top of that, they're like, "Oh man, we didn't kill him hard enough. Here's a satellite in your mouth."
This is, you know what this is? This is a Final Destination death.
It very much
This
is.
is absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? Death. He fit death design. He didn't die in the facility. He skipped death,
He did.
and he's been hunting him this entire time.
He met Tony Todd at the morgue,
And
he's like-
whorehound.
he's like, "See ya." He's like, "See you soon."
Yes,
Oh
he's-
yeah, because the same thing happens to Boris. Boris
Yeah.
escapes
Escapes
his
death.
own death.
Oh wow, this
Yeah.
is Final
Yeah.
Destination. But in one of my favorite scenes of the movie, Boris cracks the code, stands up, declares that he's invincible. Meanwhile, he gets like, I don't know what, it's like some antifreeze
It's
stuff.
like it's liquid nitrogen or
Is it?
whatever.
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
It's a
duh.
bunch of
Yeah.
refrigerators.
I think it's a it's
they
all the
It's,
coolant.
yeah, from the
Yeah.
refrigerators from
Yeah.
the break room.
Yeah, for the break room
Yeah,
upstairs.
somebody overstuffed it with oven pizzas and
Mitch from accounting. But
Yeah. But I feel like this has to be like a play on the iconic scene from Terminator 2, where it's like, remember that cool scene where T-1000 is frozen, like a
yeah.
ice, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like they're doing like the same thing here.
like this is the same thing, but he's not coming back.
I think this is
he's
more
dead.
for this is more like for straight humor.
oh
And
yeah.
the timing on it's really good.
Yeah.
Like it's like boom, boom, boom. The only timing that takes too long is it really holds the shot on him for a while. And then you're like, yeah, we got it.
Oh,
Like,
that guy's
he's-
dead.
Yeah, he's dead. But yeah, great scene otherwise.
And then because then it zooms away and there's the picture of like everybody that worked at the satellite.
He
and
was
it says,
always
and
there.
it says July 4th
Yeah, dude.
at the bottom of it. And he was always there.
He was always there.
He was always there.
Yeah, he's playing that music and everything.
Sean Bean dies and Brosnan and the Talia escape. They go to make love into a field almost instantly.
Yeah.
And
They're
I
like,
find
oh
out
wow, beautiful Bahamas. Nobody here to bother us ever
Right.
again.
Hand stuff.
there's time.
Now, hand stuff now.
Hand stuff because we saved the world.
What if?
But,
What?
but then they're surprised by the 30 Marines that are hiding right next to him underneath all this grass and
And they keep
Hey.
they keep feeling a bump because there's a guy underneath them. Like, I can't get out.
I can't breathe.
Bond and Natalia, I can't breathe.
Could you imagine being one of those Marines and they're like, "Sir, what should we do?" And you're like, "Just stay quiet." And they're like, "It's too awkward now to
Just-
come up."
Just watch the show.
Just be cool, okay? But yeah, it ruins everything for them. And I think like that's the end of the movie. Like they take off and
yeah,
leave.
They fly off, and then that's basically and we get our 3 silent helicopters.
That's true too.
The last
Yeah.
time last time we experienced silent helicopters, I think, was They Live.
We get 3 of
Really?
my most liked cliches in a movie. 2 of the 3 of the most liked cliches that I have in movies or in this movie.
Hacking?
I guess 4 cliches that I absolutely hate. So we get 3 of these 4.
Okay.
It's when we get silent helicopters, we get hacking scenes, which I hate.
Satellites.
Nah, I don't really mind satellites. There's just too much of them in Bond movies.
Okay.
But we also get where he shoots Sean Bean and he finds blood on a rail and he touches the blood with his hand.
Oh, okay.
I hate that cliche.
Oh,
Yeah.
My 4th one is operating buttons with guns.
oh, wait.
Yes.
I hate it. That's my
Wait, what is it? What was it? What was your 4th one?
operating buttons with
Oh,
guns.
that's the one I was thinking. Because do they do that in the?
They don't do it in Goldeneye.
I think, do they do it in the beginning when they kill the scientist? Do they shoot the lock or the door lock?
No, they got those like
Key cards.
or they got those like hacking like key hacking.
Oh, okay. I
things
thought they
or-
were like couldn't get in, so they shot the door
Oh
lock.
no, I
and it
hate
opened
that.
up.
I hate when they shoot locks.
Like when they're running and then like, they'll shoot the button for the door and then the door opens up. Like
yeah.
But I guess technically he does it in the archive, that scene I was just talking about, where he's walking to the door and he just shoots it. a
yeah,
bunch
but
of
he's
times.
just opening it though. Like that makes sense. Like he's just shooting, it's like the handle's like gone. But like when you're using a button,
Yeah,
like,
when
yeah.
people
bullet-
shoot elevators,
like electronic.
they shoot buttons on elevators and it's like bzzz, and the elevator operates. It's like
Oh,
that's
like the
not
Matrix
how-
when you like elevator.
No, they
and
shoot the
stuff?
cable. That's once again that's
that's okay.
that's okay.
That is Goldeneye from 1995. 63%. Did I say 63 on Rotten Tomatoes?
Did you say
Um,
63?
No, I don't think it was that low. 79.
79. Okay.
I think 63 might have been the previous one, Diamonds Are Forever. But yeah, 79% on Rotten Tomatoes. Matt, I'll start off with you this time. Give us your rating,
I'd
please.
give this a high rating. This is like an 80 for me. I think this is one of my hands down favorite Bond movies.
Are you saying 80 or 80 for me?
80 for me. No, I think it's one of my favorite Bond movies, my top 3. And it's really, really holds up. And doesn't look dated. Action moves pretty progressively. Doesn't it's not a very slow movie whatsoever.
No.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun.
Okay. Matt or Hanto?
95 for a movie made in 95.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, this is high ranking for me.
Okay.
It's a high ranking Bond. I can watch it. This is a movie I can watch whenever.
Yeah.
This movie rules.
Yeah.
Everywhere from the action to the acting to even the theme song. Everything's great. Love it.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend you watch this movie.
Yeah, I don't really have many flaws with this movie. I might give it like, what to say, 92. Like, it's definitely out there. This movie is
All right, I'll give it
solid.
a 90. I'll give it a 90.
I was,
I was going 80 because I just wanted to be like star ratings. Like that's like on what? An 80 is like a 4-star.
I think about
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Like, I'll give this a 90. So if Casino Royale is like a 95, I think this is like a 90.
Yeah, I would say Casino is probably like a 90 for me, but this is like with Bond, this is it.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
great.
But no, yeah, this movie is solid. This is and it's been cool to talk about this movie in comparison to the other ones. We've been like the older ones, and I've actually really enjoyed this discussion. But like I said, this is not the last Bond. We do have a treat coming up here soon. I'm not going into detail, but just keep an eye out. But in the meantime, since we're retiring Bond for now, we are jumping into my favorite month ever that we've done.
Wait, that's not October?
Yeah, okay, my second favorite month ever that we're done. We're doing Ghostbusters month, and we're going to tackle, spoiler, the Ghostbusters movies. We're going to start off with the 2021 Ghostbusters Afterlife, aka Ghostbusters 3.
Now playing.
Yeah, and we're going to discuss that, and we're going to go through the other two as well to finish out the year. So I'm very, very excited to talk about these. If you have any requests for any future months, episodes, any statements, or if you just want to tell us that we're doing a great job, you can hit us up on Facebook or you can email us at
cinemacultpodcast@gmail.com.
And as always, we love doing this. We hope you love listening to it. I'm Chris.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Hanto.
And we'll see you next time.
Goldeneye.
That you're my hero.
Goldeneye.
I always thought that you never know. It's like that you're my hero, James Bond.
As I watched you as a child. Like, I don't really understand that part of the song.
Yeah, this is getting really personal. All right, I think I'm ready.
You good? All right. 3, 2, 1.